Alright. Hey guys. This is episode 28, I actually think. And I can count. It's like, we're waiting on eggs, but for now, one thing to note, of course, I have all these maps, of course. Everything you see us running and playing the game on are maps that I make. There are about 150 of them. You'll see the Patreon link, patreon.com/KoboldDM, if you want to see those, if you want to check them out. Half of them are basically free too, but now that the Foundry module's out, most of them are, copies. Not really copies, but like the same thing. I personally prefer my own maps, but of course I would. That being said, who wants to recap this week for your extra hero point?
Silence. I'm up for it then.
Okay.
I don't wanna monopolize it if there's ever anybody else who wants to take a shot at it, but I'm ready for it.
Go for it. I have no
All
objections.
right. So, last week we had just survived raiding the fort at Varnhold, which had gone up in flames for some reason. Yarmouth had brought the torn pieces of a map. We assembled it and we found some key locations that it pointed to out here in the Dunsword region, such as spider fields east of the farms, a spiderweb bridge in the woods, Talon Peak, a high mountain to the southwest, Blood Burrows to the east, and then the border of the Nomen Heights, which is the territory of the Centaurs. The spiderweb bridge was in pretty good condition as far as we could tell. I'm getting backwards. Hold on. No. We headed north. There was another bridge, a bridge across the river that looked like it was fine. The farms north of Varnhold looked like everything else, where people had just vanished. We didn't find any new information. Again, livestock remained to be killed by predators and stuff like that. Nothing new around the river. So we went to the spiderweb bridge because that sounded really fun, but it was also really beautiful in a way. It's a shame that there were, what are they called? Book horrors, I think?
Web lurkers.
Web lurkers. I'm mixing that up. And a giant heckin' spider. So we kind of lured them out and then kind of curb stomped them, mostly from range, but partly in melee when they climbed up. It was pretty great. Found a magical warhammer and a fun little skull for Giraffe. Then we decided it'd be really fun to try climbing that massive mountain, Talon Peak, with sheer cliff faces on all sides, roughly 250 feet tall. We remember that there was some climbing gear in Varnhold, so we got that. Climbed up and saw a crumbled tower up top. We were hoping for some kind of treasure or maybe a historical insight. Instead, we found a nest of eggs. And as we were wondering what to do with the eggs, a giant black
Testing. Okay. Alright.
bird. We tried to withdraw peacefully, but the rock was a little bit too territorial and attacked us completely on instinct. A bit much for us to handle, so we fled. Thankfully, nobody died. And as Yarmos was going through, he noticed some bodies of adventurers with some magical gear and ended up swiping a magical staff for Parenth. We made it back down, using whatever means we had, including jumping off, and survived. And now we're going to prepare to go somewhere else. It's a little bit less deadly.
And me being kind of stupid, I thought I could do my voice testing while the stream is active, but it actually comes through the desktop audio, which made it sort of echo a little bit there. Sorry, guys. But you guys didn't hear that on the Discord here. But either way, we got that done, and let's get into things here. As you guys descended from Talon Peak, wounded but alive, especially, well, frightened of that great beast at the top of it there, I doubt you guys will be returning there anytime soon. So where to from here?
Let's check off more things on this list. Spider Fields looks like a good next choice.
I do love me some spider fields.
Yeah, the spider fields into the blood furrows to be our next course of action.
Look, with how safe the spider web bridge was, I'm sure spider fields would be just fine.
Yeah, worst case
Anything-
scenario, I just blow them up.
Yeah.
Maybe the spiders in these fields are the small kind, the ones that just crawl over your knee harmlessly.
That's probably some wishful thinking, Kiba.
Extremely.
That seems like a good course of action, though.
Then we go.
We can avoid climbing any mountains for a while. I would really appreciate that.
It's a shame. It was quite fun, aside from the deadly bird.
I don't call that fun,
I mean,
Kiba.
it'll make a good story. Once we get over that.
And as you guys descend the sort of slopes of Talon Peak here, back into the greater Tors of Levenies around you, it's, well, a little bit snowy, a little bit blustery, of course, but I do believe, actually, you guys rested after dealing with
Yeah.
Talon Peak there, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So it would take you much the rest of the day to get out here, though you do have one more movement. Which direction do you go?
Probably right there between the two, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you guys arrive here, this place well marked on your maps, you don't really surmise that there's anything of particular note around here, nor any much threats around here. Seems like they probably have dealt with it themselves. So, it's a restful and easy night as you guys arrive on the next day of your journey.
I'm glad we didn't get attacked in the middle of the night. Let's see what these spider fields have to hold, though.
Indeed.
As
Spiders,
you guys...
probably.
Probably. And with you guys exploring the hills and sort of dales here, it's sort of a very sort of Moorish land, this sort of just bald hilltops, mounds and mounds of them, as far as the eye can see, sort of the English countryside almost. But you go in the direction where they mark out these spider fields, and it looks just the same all around here. I would like one person, make a perception check.
Alrighty.
As you are looking through these hills here, it is a situation where you find yourselves in the middle of all of them, and completely unaware of the fact that these hills themselves seem to be the home of spiders that begin to sort of pull up these trapdoors, these sort of generally like hilltops themselves being pulled open by these massive spiders, many of them that you've seen before, lying in wait, and, well, Giraffe not able to spot them out. I'm gonna need you guys' initiative.
Oh,
I
are
assume I'm not
trapdoor
invisible.
spiders? No, you're not invisible, and neither is Yarmus.
Would it make sense for me to use the perception I rolled on initiative?
No, not here.
Okay.
I will take this opportunity to try and call EX on Discord to hopefully wake him up if he's asleep.
Sure, yeah. For now, we're just gonna have sort of off for a second.
Oh, I must have accidentally turned off my scout thing. A reminder that I am in scout mode in case that breaks any ties.
Mm-hmm. You did roll a perception check, not initiative, but I can make that initiative. There we go. And I don't believe it actually breaks any ties for you guys. They've got... Actually, Gaz is actually tied up with one of them, so he goes ahead of that one. And Yarmos, keep out of this combat. He's lagging behind somewhere else.
I'm at 26.
Which gives you up to 27, but monsters always go first unless you have a Pilgrim's token. Or something similar that pushes you ahead.
Oh, okay.
No luck?
He'll be joining us shortly.
Oh, okay. So, that being said, we start with these trapdoor spiders seemingly getting the better of you guys, as this one rushes out and begins the ambush here. Sort of a lunge, actually. It gets a free action to sort of close the distance upon you because of its sort of stealth there, you guys not seeing them before it's too late. And as they rush out, they're going to go straight for Giraffe with the fangs.
I'm ready with that, never mind.
Never mind, it's true. It's like you're able to bring up your blades and deflect these grotesque monstrosities before you, as they're just gonna try and lash and bite into you, all 3 actions. Even after that free action to move, just not gonna do anything to you. Definitely dodging.
Too slow.
This one, just the same, is rushing up to you, Giraffe. Going to miss there as well. With their lunge, getting the benefit of their stealth. One attack will actually hit. Which means you do take 13 points of damage, reduced a bit.
Yep, I will reduce that, indeed. And
3.
enfeeble.
Only 3 damage as you're able to sort of call out for redemption on that spider. Not sure if you'll ever find redemption in the spider, but
Oh, they won't. But they're going to regret something.
put Yarmos right in the center. Hey Yarmos, welcome in.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's totally fine. So, that's that one's turn, as you're being ambushed by spiders here to enter the spider fields. This one rushes out towards Parenth, just the same, trapdoor lunging at you, free action to move because of the stealth, but doesn't really help them, as they're just gonna be not getting into your scales there. You're able to dip and duck away from any of their attacks. This one will crush up here, Chikiba doing the same. Some good rolls on this one. Just keep it, you're caught a little bit unawares. Both of
It's
these
one of
strikes
those
will
days.
hit. Also, forgot, Giraffe, I need a fortitude save.
Alright.
And Kiba, roll yours as well. As this first strike hits, you start to feel some of that venom try to get into your system. 24, you do succeed there, Giraffe. It's not a very powerful venom. And Kiba, you succeed as well. You did get hit by another Kiba, so you're going to take a little bit more damage and then fortitude save there as well.
Do I take half that?
No, you don't take
wait,
any
no.
damage.
Oh, okay.
When you save against poison, it just doesn't apply. There's no basic save to it.
Cool.
Alright. So Kiba, you're able to, again, push through that poison, but the fangs hurt a lot. Giraffe, we got to your turn.
Nothing I
Double
couldn't handle.
slice.
Mm-hmm. It does hit. And as you're slashing into the first, the thunderous energy sort of lashes into their form, causing them to jitter, shudder from the sonic energy.
Any poisons, Yarmos?
It's there as well,
Yes.
Jarmif.
That hits as well?
Yeah. 13
Then-
da-
Then I'm gonna twin pair.
Alright. Let's see if this wyvern poison does hit. It certainly will. You can roll that poison damage, Yarmus.
Wonderful.
As he was able to stab deeply into its side and circulates that venom around its body, it wreaks havoc on his immune system, putting him down pretty badly. And actually, would it be double dosed, Yarmus? You have his other weapon that also struck true.
Oh, yeah, it is double dosed.
Okay. Does mean it can advance it, and it does. So roll me another poison, 6d6 there.
66, yeah.
Oh, this is beautiful.
As the poison racks and courses through it, a double dose of that venom, that wyvern sting really, really hurts. You
I
guys
like
have
that.
Felt that wyvern sting before. And as you raise your guard, Giraffe, Kiba.
Kiba, if you wait for after me, I can give you an advantage.
Will do. I delay until after parent.
Okay. Parenth, what are you doing?
I am using Reach Spell, Fear, heightened to level 3. To target these 5 spiders.
Okay. Giraffe, you're saying I'm not loud enough Do I sound good to everyone else?
Ooh, audible to me.
Might be me. It should be fine.
Okay.
Sounds fine to me.
Okay. Alright, so with this explosion of frightful energy lashing out to all of these, all of them fail. They're not the most willful creatures, except for one, just barely pushing through. So each and every one of these takes that frightened 2, except for the other one. As whatever scares spiders the most is amplified in their mind to short-circuit them there. Apparently you have one more action.
I had to use reach spell, so that's
Oh.
all 3 of my actions.
Gotcha. So with that, Kiba, we're over to you.
Indeed. I'm gonna start out by doing my Inspire Courage. Let me see if I understand how to use Lingering Composition, however.
So yeah, with Lingering Composition, you just roll your performance check. And it is against your standard DC for the level. And
If I
that
click this, I
is-
wonder if it makes it roll for me.
It does not. No, they don't have automation
Cool.
on that. I do have something automated, but I didn't add it to you because I forgot. But at this level, at level 8, DC is 24, so roll your performance. And then there, 27, it will be lingering. So for 3 rounds, you'll have this effect running through your allies, this inspiration. I'll add that onto you. And... oh, there we go.
Oops.
That's alright. I'll take it off. There we go.
Yep, so that'll be a 3-round thing.
Mhm.
I have 2 actions. I'm going to attack the near-death one, and then a different one. Hopefully.
Go for it.
I only have the small folk in front of me, so that should be an easy swing.
It's a critical strike, in fact.
Oh, good thing I'm getting my crit on the one with the 5 hit points.
As you cleave this one down, make sure that it's not coming back for anything. Destroyed.
Okay, then I swing toward the one on Parent.
Mhm. Just cleave towards that one, it will hit as well. 22 damage there on that one. Trying to keep it away from your ally there. That'll be you.
Not too bad.
This one leaps out towards Gaz. We're getting him a little bit into a pincer there. And because it does its trapdoor lunge, it does get that immediate movement there. Does hit on the first attack. Gaz, you take double 8s, plus 8.
I'm gonna redemption that one.
Mm-hmm.
For enfeebling, please.
Gotcha. Sort of weaken this creature for daring to strike out. Roll Fortitude, Gaz. Yeah, nothing to you. These poisons, well, you've seen a lot worse come from Yarmus there, but they will be able to get a second attack into you there. So for another 17 points of damage, I need another Fortitude save as well. You will not have the Champion's Resistance there. There we go.
Great. I wish to hero point that immediately.
Absolutely. It'll be a success. You're going to push through, just barely there. So, with that being said, Gaz, we go over to you.
Oh, we'll start out with an overdrive.
Mm-hmm.
As per usual.
Kicking everything into gear, you just get that success there. Not just, you just avoid, rather, the critical success. But either way.
He will strike out at the spider that attacked him.
Mm-hmm. Natural
Okay.
20, easily enough. cracking the stalls of another spider here.
The gear has been calibrated to smashing spiders, apparently.
It's not going to be slowed, but otherwise that icy sort of punch there really hurts it.
He will do a second attack.
Mm-hmm. And that'll hit as well. What a battering strike. Still holding up though. Now, going over to this one here. Does not have enough reach very much, but will replace actually the other one. So he'll spend an extra action to get in here. I'm going to just move that one. And from here, it will attack Gaz, because they do have a bit of reach, but they wanted to sort of like hem you guys in to start there. So this one only has 2 strikes for strike. As you see it coming, Gaz, you're able to duck it away and sort of use your gears to deflect its blows. That'll be its turn. And now back around to all the other spiders. This one still finding that giraffe is in his way, and dangerous threat. They are going to hit. Giraffe, you take 17 points of damage there. Technically should not have. Yes, should have. If you don't.
And the fortitude save?
Yes, yes. You're able to push through. It's all right there. Goes for a second and third. These guys, pretty simple with their tactics. They're just going to try to poison the hell out of you, but
Bite.
those attacks will miss. Someone gets a little bit less frightened. We go to this one down here. It will start towards Parenth once more. Skiba is having a hard time sort of deflecting every attack that comes towards you guys with so many enemies. This one will hit Parenth. 21, fortitude save as well. 22. You just barely succeed on the saving throw, actually. These guys don't have a powerful venom. But that may not last. Let's see. Second attack. Will not hit. And their third is a Hail Mary, usually for these guys. But that'll miss as well. Going on to the next one. Kiba. This one goes for you.
Nice.
Frightened as it is, though, it's sort of pulling its punches, trying to be sort of, as much of a threat it can be while cowering away from that fearful spell. Just can't do much. Giraffe, over to you.
I'm going to step down one, and then double slice against the one next to Parenth.
Alright.
I'm hoping for a crit.
You still
I'm gonna
hit,
re-roll
though.
that.
Okay. Fishing for a crit with a hero point. And there it is.
Hey, it wins! Oh, a 40 on the attack. That feels so good.
You patiently await your right time to strike, and you find it. Just cleaving into this one. It's barely holding up.
And that definitely is going to hit this trapdoor spider.
Mm-hmm. So it'll take technically choose when you did the result of the weapon damage dice you rolled. Which was potency room. This is doubled. So this is a total of 11 damage there.
Sweet.
From the weapons based sort of attack
I
rolls.
love it when that procs. And now for my second strike. Against the same target.
Mm-hmm. This one though, you are missing there.
Darn. That's my turn then.
As it sort of pulls away from that cleaving strike. Parenth, we go to you.
Alright. Parenth is going to cast Caustic Blast.
Okay.
This one to the south of him. This has to go on to like the corner of the square, correct? For
Mhm.
the AoE.
Burst is always corner.
So it should hit both these guys.
Mm-hmm. Glob of acid sort of slung out from you. Right between both of them, trying to catch them both. And you will. They both fail. Each of them taking that 13 points of damage there. One falling from its wounds there, the other taking a little bit of normal damage. On a critical failure, they take persistent. Okay. So,
It's just AoE. I'm gonna cast Shield. That's my turn.
with you done, we're gonna go over on to Kiba here.
I'm gonna convert my staff back into a glaive. So the blade reappears on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make my first strike against the healthier one and the second strike against the near death.
All right.
If I use that focus point and made this lingering, I don't have to keep seeing right now.
Mm-hmm. And conservative with your strikes, trying to cleave and do the most you can with what you got.
Rerolling the
Nice.
glaive. The
Okay.
first glaive hit.
Dips away,
Oh,
but it pulls off from your strikes.
Okay, and I'm committing to what I said by using my second strike on the near death one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
This one, though, will hit, actually.
Thank goodness.
So as you have no luck with the other one, you do with this one, as it sort of like gets sideswiped by your glaive. It's just
Those-
barely holding up, though.
Those awful damage dice. Wow.
Yeah,
Well, that's
low
it.
rolls.
Spider's turn.
As this one, angered by your assault there, this one is supposed to be enfeebled, not stupefied, right?
Yeah.
My mistake. Let me fix that. This does matter, as they try to lunge back at you, Kiba, here. But they've been rolling pretty badly. 7 on the dice, 3 on the dice, and 11. They snap and bite and try to get those fangs into you, but you're twirling that glaive around deftly enough to keep them at bay. Gaz.
Oh. He's going to drive and finish off that one spider.
Okay. Gonna raise your volume a little bit here. There we go. So, that was a hit. Roll the damage. So that one still reels from that punch you gave it. You give another quick solid one to its side, and it crumples under your strike.
I just realized that Dramos isn't an initiative.
Oh, whoops. How did that happen? Yarmus, are you here?
Yeah, Yek should be here, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, he's muted himself.
I think... There. That's okay. He was off to the side doing this. I am so sorry. I got into the like sort of mode and forgot to get you an initiative there. I think the party's doing fine, though, especially with everything going on. Damn it.
Hey.
Here. EX, you there?
He just messaged me, so he should be here.
Okay.
Perhaps there's something going on which hasn't noticed.
Okay. Either way, Gas. Anything else?
He is then going to whirl around and try to lash out at the spider that's threatening Kiba.
Mm-hmm.
Map attack.
This one, though. I'm not gonna be able to strike in there. So that'll be the end of your turn, I think, right? No, you have
No,
one
I
more.
have one more attack. Which I will waste on our Hail Mary.
Well, not very much there.
And
So-
she gave no response.
So this one steps here, gets a little bit more closer. It's going to strike at Kiba, in fact, with a little bit of flank
Ooh.
there. Misses that strike. Switches its target over to Gaz. Trying to hedge its bets here, but that's not going to do it. That'll be its turn. Going to this one. Strikes out towards the giraffe. Will miss. Let's see what these 2 remaining strikes do. Probably not that much here. Yeah, you're able to deflect every single one coming towards you. And this final one here. We're gonna strike towards Parenth here. Sees a little bit of an opportunity, Parenth. A little bit distracted by the flank here. But able to
Objection.
survive. Yeah,
Enfeeble, please.
with less damage there, 16. Sort of reels back from that call for redemption from Kiba there. And yeah, take that 16.
I just realized I had 2 champions thing on me.
They won't stack, so
Okay.
yeah. Either way, roll me a fortitude save. 28, just fine. So, that's his first strike there. Does go for a few other ones directly towards Parenth. They try to drag each of you away or poison you enough to bring you down, but they're not having a lot of luck. Just a lot of them here. It'll be that one's turn as we go back to Giraffe.
Alrighty. I'm going to step up and double slice this one north of me.
Okay. What's a crit on the first?
Alrighty.
So easily cleave into this one. Yeah.
Oops.
Alright.
Ignore that. I
Yep.
clicked the half damage on myself, so I just clicked it again and healed.
That's fine.
Oh, it says in chat I could just ignore me. So, then the damage from the die, which is
7 total from the weapon damage dice.
yes, that would be accurate. That applies to it. Okay, cool. Now for my second slice. I think I'm gonna turn the blood first into a hatchet again after this combat.
Maybe. That'll be a hit, though. Clean slice towards this
That is my
spider.
turn.
Bring them down lower and lower. You guys are making headway against them. So, Parenth.
Parenth is going to move
Hmm?
to here. He's going to wield his new staff that he got,
Alright,
I
sending
can do
out
it.
and he's going to launch a lightning bolt straight up.
straight path of lightning. And unfortunately, seem to have felt that sort of charge to the air and are able to sort of dive out of the way as you're charging this up. To them only taking half here.
I just wanted to use the staff, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's my turn.
Show of power. Kiba, over to you.
Cool. All right. Well, I suppose I'll try to do the somewhat responsible thing and try to reduce the number of creatures throwing attacks our way. So, first glaive strike is at the near death one.
Mm-hmm. Quick cleave across the shoulder of Gaz will be a crit. So cut
Aw.
this spider to pieces there.
And I'm just gonna stand my ground and focus the rest of my fire on the one next to me.
Okay. Leaving most of these spiders to bits, very few of them remaining. Just trying to avoid any extra damage or hurt to yourselves. This will be a miss though.
Worth a try.
Mm-hmm. These guys stood back to back here. Gaz, we got you. Are you here, Gaz?
Excuse me, I zoned out there for a second.
No, it's okay.
He is going to keep beating on that spider.
Mm-hmm. That's a crit, easily enough. So batter into this one here. Take another 39. That one's not long for this world. Oh, that should make the fort. Just in case it gets a little bit slowed. It does not. The shakes off the ice there.
He will continue to do that, to bludgeon into it, that is.
Mm-hmm. Do have to raise your volume a little bit more, actually. Maybe that'll be good. Alright, that'll hit. This one, another powerful strike. This one's somehow still alive. You're not sure how.
And another Hail Mary strike.
Let's see if it does it. So it sort of falters there. You're not able to make it a hit.
Dang.
So, with that, we only have 2 remaining. If Parenth does get a little bit of hurt from this daring escapade over here, will not hit that one. They continue to try to bite and gnaw into you. Every strike, you're able to dodge so easily. So that'd be them. Back over Kiba. This one here, quite angry at that strike from Gaz. Gonna bite him first, and will succeed. Gaz, I need a fortitude save as you take this damage.
Damage.
Kiba calls out to give you some protection there. That'll be just as it then turns back on Kiba. Bites and gnaws as much as it can, to no avail though. Kiba definitely avoiding every strike sent his way. So Giraffe, let's see if you can finish him off.
Yep, double slice. You know the drill.
18 definitely crits.
Oh my gosh.
I love fighters.
Easy,
Like-
quick slice into it. For the dice, though, you're missing by 1. Just barely.
That is annoying. That's... In that case, I'm gonna make a map attack. -8, right?
Map -8. Not the worst. Especially with the fighter's instincts there. That'll be a definite hit.
Oh my gosh.
Quick slice.
Nice.
9 more damage is enough to finally bring this thing down, sort of tearing it out of its
Cool.
limbs. With only 1 remaining. Parenth, we go to you.
Parent's going to wield that staff again, and he's going to cast 3-action magic missile.
Alright.
I have no complaint.
So the missiles burst out towards it. The first one does it in as it falls to the ground and is just pattered by the other ones.
It's already dead.
Destroyed. Easily enough. Spiders that could have caused you some harm. Well, actually, Gaz, yeah, took a lot of damage there. Yeah, some of you did take damage.
I think I figured out why they call it the spider fields.
That was a good little rush.
Perfect little, like, Galaga ship that these spiders are in here. This, like,
I
formation.
love it. So much symmetry.
You think they got anything in their lairs down there?
You want to go in there and see more of those?
Maybe not.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna change the blood first back into a hatchet.
As Yarmus rushes up. I do greatly apologize, Yarmus, if you felt left out there. I forgot to put you in the initiative.
Sorry, that's okay. It's my fault.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, the attack savings caught me off guard.
Oh, that's alright. Well, glad to have you in. And, yeah, as you rush up to the group, everyone dealing with their spider bites, but nobody's seeming to be poisoned there. Nobody's still suffering from that.
Well, at least we know to avoid this place in the future, just in case.
I don't know. Return if we ever feel like beating up more spiders.
My thoughts exactly.
Well,
I mean,
just
what do
how
we
many
expect?
giant spiders can there be around here?
Even more giant-eary spiders, bigger ones.
Well, if they're bigger, then wouldn't it be easier to spot them running around?
Yeah, but the bite will hurt even more.
I'm honestly happy that we're just not having much trouble with the wildlife here. That one rock aside, hurt or whatever.
Parent is going to take a look down any of the holes if they're open still. Just like a
Sure.
cursory glance.
As you glance into some of them, they're not too deep in terms of like their dangers, or they're just like depth in, I should say. In fact, you're able to collect quite a few bits and bobs. Seems like they enjoy collecting some gold. But there's also a corpse of an elf. Maybe eaten a couple of months ago. Seems as though still have their magical items. Some hand wraps. and some boots of elven kind, as well as gold.
Ooh. Well, aren't you glad I checked a little bit, Gaz? There's some stuff here.
Yes, I'm really elated we got to loot this dead
Can-
body.
Can any of us even wear those kinds of boots?
Why not?
Would a dragon wear the boots on their forelegs or their rear legs?
Their rear legs, because they wear the gloves on their forelegs.
I like how it sounded like you were like prepared.
I have to be prepared for everything that my players do. Or ask.
I mean, I could probably use these boots if nobody else wants them.
They're not bad. I have no objection.
Anyone can make good use of a pair of boots.
And now you're walking like one of those cats that's put in boots, like...
Oh no, don't do this to me.
It's a weird feeling.
I mean, I already have my own footwear, which I am always happy to use. Well, yeah, Kobold, just to like future reference, can I just like apply this basically every morning and have it basically just applied before combat, hopefully?
Yeah, is that something you get like as a free thing a day?
Yeah, it's a craftable gadget.
Oh yeah, no problem. Just make sure to add the effect to yourself every day. You don't need to like,
Alright.
ask me about it, yeah. But yeah. As you guys make your way past those spider fields here and back to the moors and hills around you that look a little bit more regular. There doesn't seem to be that many more. Perhaps there's other burrows here and there, but you feel like you've dealt with the most dangerous ones. So let's move back to the world map. Okay, so
Let's take a little bit of a break before we check out the Blood Burrows. That sounds even more dangerous than the spider fields.
Well, Spirefields didn't seem that dangerous.
They would have been if we weren't so experienced.
I kind of want to recover a little bit before we go there. Get to treat some of those spider bites that I have.
Kiva, you got this?
You got this?
Patching us up.
Oh yes, that of course.
yes, everyone looking to the champion as the best healer out of combat in the game.
Amazing.
Strangely enough.
I imagine we just like take an hour and get topped off.
Yeah, usually.
How much experience did we get?
Oh yeah, you got 80 experience points.
That should bring us to 640.
Mm-hmm. So, as you guys patch yourselves up, you still have plenty of daylight in this day here, and you do feel like every day does matter when you're investigating this disappearance. Who knows what could happen? If, or if not, those people are still alive. Wouldn't want to take that risk.
Feels
So-
like a hint. Blood Burrows then.
And we should probably head down into the Nomen Heights and see what we can find after this if we don't find anything worthwhile.
So, yeah, I was yawning. So, not what you said, but you know, it's been a long day.
Don't worry, we know.
As you guys head in this direction here, the hills around here are much like those in the spider fields. There's moors, there's sort of like English, highlands or whatever. But you also find, as you're descending into a bit more of a less hilly area, a number of strange furrows scar the grass in the area. disrupted here and there by these sinkhole-like depressions and mounds of earth and soil. So the whole area just has gotten dug up repeatedly for some strange reason. Move you guys over to the map.
Well, I'm seeing the furrows, but where's the blood?
That comes from
I feel
you.
like that's gonna be spilled here.
That comes from us.
And these furrows spread out for miles, so you guys are pretty deep into these sort of like areas, trying to figure out what exactly is creating them. Don't see anything at the moment.
Can I do some sort of... Are these... Do they look like they're dug out by something? Can I like do a check to determine if like they were dug by hand?
That would be... Yeah, roll me a crafting check. What sorts of tools would create these?
Yeah, let's go with that.
To your eyes, it would have to be some sorts of like sets of massive blade-like spades almost. It's hard to tell because, well, you've never seen anybody like in town or heard of any like tool that is of this shape. It's something else than a tool.
Perhaps some sort of animal.
Mayhaps. Am I detecting any magic of any sort here?
You're detecting no magic as you let out the feelers there.
Kind of curious.
Mhm.
Was Yarmos gonna do something? Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to ask if I could recall knowledge to see if I might know of an animal that could do this.
Absolutely. Nature check.
Nature? Gotcha.
You're thinking about it. And your best guess is a creature that is fabled to be in these sort of hilly or even plains regions where the earth is very soft and makes it an easy place for this creature to live. A creature known commonly as a land shark, but scholastically as a boulette.
Oh
Ah.
no.
It's like someone's been planting beans.
And as you're sort of describing this to your allies, these are creatures that are massive, sort of scaly things with these claws that are like spades that allow them to very quickly chew through the earth and almost glide through it with their speed. What do you want to know specifically about them, actually, since you succeed on the recall knowledge?
Lowest save?
Their lowest save, though, would be their will. They're not that sort of strong of mind, these creatures.
Gotcha.
It is not long, though, before you also remember that they definitely have a feeling for the tremors in the earth, and perhaps have been tracking you guys as you've led your way over this region here. Across the way, as you guys are scanning out, Giraffe, you do notice a plume of dirt, as if it was thrown up from the hills, beyond some of the hills ahead of you. And there's another plume. And with each of them, that's sort of being thrown up by something, it's getting closer to you guys.
We have company.
What do we do to avoid them?
You think we can?
Parents gets to a safer position.
Perhaps if we could fly.
So you guys sort of form up, and the little moments you have before this creature arrives. Eventually, on the last plume that gets so close that it's maybe 100 feet away from you, you see, crashing out of another, this massive form leaping through the air as if it was a shark diving up and down through the water, or a dolphin really, as it lands right here, sort of cheering out this strange roar at you all, and bearing its claws that are like these massive cutting instruments through the earth. It may soon be dripping with your blood and, well, giving this place its namesake. I need your initiatives.
I think I figured it out.
My initiative rule downgraded from a 3 to a 1.
You had that chance of glory, eh?
Oh, he got a 38. I love how my scout did nothing for us.
Nothing at all.
Why did he get bigger?
Just a
Don't
little
worry
bit.
about it.
He's a special one. I usually make things bigger if they're a little bit special. So, as they dive down here, they use that momentum sort of bounding forward into you all as a leaping charge here. So they will leap directly out towards the front here. With both claws, they're going to rake from side to side Akiba and Giraffe identically. So, well, I can jump upwards a little bit there, yeah. So it'll just make this strike here. I'm not going to bother with its athletics check because, well, I should. You can roll a natural one, technically. Fuck me.
Oh my god.
Alright, so I could have just let that go. I could have said, he'll never fail it, you know. But with a natural one, with a long jump, you don't leap at all. You instead fall prone in your space. So somehow this creature, known for its ability to leap around and juggle sort of its place on the earth and place underneath it, it falls prone. With those two actions, and as a third, as it's sort of ripping itself up from the earth, maybe got caught somewhere on a big rock that it didn't expect. Alright. It gets angry and burrows away, under the ground. You're not sure where it is, as it uses burrow speed beneath the earth.
You don't know where it is except for that bright glowing circle.
Wait, did it fall prone and use an action to get up from prone?
Yeah, you're correct. It would have to either get up or crawl, because it can't use its quote-unquote stride to burrow. So no, it just come to a stand, sort of shakes itself off, still growls at you guys, but loses the advantage, we'll say. Giraffe, we get to your turn.
Giraffe,
So glad.
let me.
I'm gonna delay my turn till after Parent, because he seems to have an idea.
Alright.
Since it has a bar speed, doesn't it kind of like roll on your ground 5 feet at a time?
It can. Because crawl's weird. I would assume it couldn't. Even so, if it only crawled 5 feet, you would still see like most of it. Yeah.
The top half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Parent is going to cast Hideous Laughter.
Okay. As it does fail, it'll be slowed 1. As it's sort of like racked with these sort of chittering, strange laughter.
Alright. Last action is going to be to cast Shield. Giraffe, go get him.
Now with it a little bit slowed down, Giraffe, what do you...
I'm gonna stride forward and introduce this beast to my weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I did change the Bloodthirst to axe.
As you strike out, though, its scales are very tough. Definitely a miss, as it sort of bounces off. And that is another miss. As you guys know that animation in Dark Souls or whatever, when you hit something that has armor or whatever, it just bounces off like that? That's kind of how you're feeling with this.
Well, that's my turn then.
So,
Am I able to make an opportunity attack as it goes underground?
yes. This
Cool.
is a stride, technically. Kiva.
Alright, well, first things first, definitely getting the music going.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a regular free Inspire Courage song for now.
Sure thing.
Oh boy. What kind of action is it? Or is it an action at all to use the bracelet? Let's see. It's a command. Alright. I'm just gonna, I guess, step and strike for now.
Goes in the distance a little bit there.
Another strike, I call it. What kind of weaknesses does the thing have?
It's weak to your blade as you just barely find underneath one of those big pieces of carapace there a weak point to strike. Inspired just enough to that strike.
Wonderful.
Warp Wobble.
This is- yeah.
And that's a natural one. Okay.
32.
Now everything is greater difficult terrain for it.
Mm-hmm. As that Warp Wobble sort of hits their mind, that sort of neurotoxin, they seem to definitely wobble on their legs. They're not sure exactly how to step well enough. So. That'll be you, I think, Kiba. Yarmos.
Yep.
Right. Yarmar's gonna see if he can add to this level of confusion that this creature is going to be feeling with a skunk bomb.
Alright. Pulsing out a skunk bomb. Setting the fuse and slinging it off. Will miss it. Doesn't hit point blank.
Fine. Still fish for the second.
Let's see. It's a great beast. It may have a high fortitude, so there's a big critical success there from the splash.
It does indeed. Alright. In that case, Yarmus is going to spend an action to feed a Drakeheart mutagen to Gaz.
Mm-hmm.
And then one last action to valet another skunk bomb and an energy mutagen into his hands. That's it for his turn.
Alright, Gaz.
Hold on. All reliable overdrive.
Mm-hmm. Opening the gear.
I'm 1 minute away. I may as well just point that.
If you want to.
Ow.
A little bit greedy. Gave you a 7 right back.
That's a success, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh well. Second action, strike with behind giraffe.
Mhm.
Third action, strike.
Go for it. Battering punch does, though, miss as it glances off the side. Gonna need to
Frustrating.
find some way to get into this creature's AC a little bit better. That'll be you. Now, before we get to this one's turn, you feel a rumble at the back of you all, and out from one of those sort of deeper burrows climbs a smaller looking bullet, equally angry. Perhaps its mate. That one will join initiative here.
That's cool, I guess.
Oh no. Wait, which one's the life?
Uh,
Guess the bigger one. Because that's usually how it works with animals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that one got a good AC too. Alright, so, in this one, even though it's slowed, it is still going to try to make a leaping charge over you all in a different direction. So, this time,
Would that provoke an opportunity attack?
it absolutely would be a move action. -6. Not gonna be enough.
730 though.
You can use a hero point if you want to.
I think I will. Because that was a really low roll. Game.
Still the same. These hero points don't want to change anything.
I'm just gonna physically move the dice on my screen.
As it leaps across and over you guys a little bit here, it takes the opportunity to go as far as it can and then is allowed to make 2 claw strikes as part of that leaping charge. So first against Giraffe as it's leaping over, and then Gaz as well.
Ooh.
Critical strike against Giraffe as it rakes into you as it slices over top. 40 points of
Okay.
damage.
I'm gonna give that stupefy actually.
Thank you.
Okay. And then to Gaz. And because it did leaping charge, it doesn't have map, makes 2 strikes without it. None of the dice is only a hit though. These guys sort of make a glancing strike against you, 23.
Glancing, quote unquote.
Relatively.
Relatively speaking.
Now, this smaller one will do much the same. Trying to get a leaping charge 20 feet there, so it does have to roll what is a DC 20 for 20 feet, which will be succeeding easily enough. So as it lands there, it'll make this claw strike against both Yarmos and Parent here. Yarmos, or rather Parent I should say, will be taking that crit first off. A total 46 to you, Parent. The shield sort of shatters around you as you focus the energy to deflect as much as you can, but then it breaks, carving into your scales. It goes to Yarmos then, for his scales. This one will only hit.
Wonderful.
For a total of 18 there on Yarmos. Now, as this one's third action, it will burrow away, hiding itself into the earth here. And then I randomize it after you guys, see it disappear, so you don't actually know it's right there.
Using 1 action to sustain hideous laughter.
Mhm.
And I'm going to cast Befuddle on it.
Okay, trying to rend and tear at this one's mind. As it's stupefied, this may be what really brings it down here. 12 on the dice, though. It exactly succeeds.
Hey, it's clumsy 1 at least, right?
Clumsy 1 reduces AC.
I'm trying hard.
Gives you a chance there.
That's my turn.
Stupefied on
Make
2.
sure to flank it, guys. That's your only chance.
Is there any way you can circle around it?
Yeah. I'm going to stride to the other side of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to double slice.
Onto the side, so it's flanked on both by Gaz and Giraffe. That'll be a hit because it is flanked. With Inspired Courage helping and it being clumsy, this is definitely changing things for it. So there's
And a
18
second
points.
dose.
Second dose of this. I don't suppose that greater difficult terrain is going to affect it that much, unfortunately, because it's jumping. It's not actually walking as much. Will affect it if
it will.
That's depressing.
Yeah, uneven ground.
That one does
That's
succeed,
depressing.
so it doesn't get an extra dose of it. Also, shouldn't I take the... yeah, I should take the DC here as well, since Yarmos... It activated last time on Giraffes, right?
It was on Kriba's actually.
Oh, okay. Either way, I'll take that anyway. It is now at the stage 3 of uneven ground, which means DC 26 to even walk anywhere without falling prone. But that is a miss there. Giraffe with a natural 1. I think that's
Yeah,
it.
and that will be my turn.
Keep
But it's
over.
flanked.
I can see this being pretty movement heavy, so I'm definitely gonna linger this this song this time.
Since it's on uneven ground, it's permanently off guard.
Oh, okay. That'll help. 30 tequila, easy success there. Go ahead and add that aura there.
Okay, the aura's added. I'm gonna step and strike. Got my
Also,
target.
also to keep in mind that it needs to balance every time it gets hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is part of uneven ground. It's not greater difficult
I'm gonna
terrain.
re-roll this one.
Yeah. This is by 1. You don't see uneven ground being run very often, but a
I'm glad I
natural
rerolled that
20
one.
finally. Getting a clean strike into its flank there. 41 damage. It's hurting after that.
I don't particularly feel like moving it, so it can stay in place.
Mhm.
Unless somebody has a special request.
No.
Cool. Next it is then.
All right, Yarmos.
Alright. Well, your monastery has a weapon in hand. It's going to skunk bomb this thing. Again.
Yep.
I haven't actually drawn this time, but it is menus are a bit slow at times.
Sticking that off, trying to sicken this thing. It's gonna miss a little bit there.
Hasn't rolled on my end yet, but I do want to hear a point. That
Okay. There we go. A little bit laggy.
yeah, okay, so it's not just my end.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Did both the animations at once, yeah. So, will miss. It might be failing this fortitude on the off chance. Let's see. No, it doesn't. So it takes that 2 splash. And anything else?
Yarmos is then going to rush down over by Kiba's side
Mm-hmm.
and reaches a hand out. Here, drink this. And it's an energy mutagen. What are the odds of this thing breathes fire, right?
Add that energy mutagen there, Kiba.
Okay, so I'm able to take the effect right away.
Yep.
Yeah. He's activating it for you, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What are we thinking? Fire? Or we got something else that we know about?
I think anything is likely than the other.
Flaming glaive activated gas. Over to you.
Flaming blade.
Yeah.
He is going to keep striking at this beast.
Add fire to your fires, because we heard you like fire. That'll be a miss.
I will keep striking at this beast.
As much as you can. It's on the back foot. It should give you an opportunity. That'll be a hit. Should be minus 5.
That's
but
I'm
it is
map
still a
minus five.
There's still a hit, actually.
Oh, neat.
Because of it still being clumsy and all of this. Off guard. As it is battered into, it will have to make that acrobatics check. I do believe to keep its balance, DC 26, it does succeed exactly, even though it's clumsy.
I will final action try to overdrive again.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Just roll a check.
Trying to pump things even further, but you just get another success. It's running nicely.
Those dice do not like me. That's my turn.
Alright, on its turn, slowed and feeling wobbly, it's going to make an acrobatics check. Let me look it on even ground real quick.
On even ground, it says you need to balance, but you only need to. The balance only applies for when you want to actually move. It's like in place of a stride, I think.
Okay. Alright, so. It is going to try to burrow away. It's a little bit wobbly as it's trying to put its claws in front of it, but it's trying to get out of here. And yeah, it will. As it disappears under the ground.
Can I still make an opportunity attack?
Oh yeah, of course. Cleave out towards it, and that's a crit because it's clumsy and off guard. And inspired.
gosh.
You guys got the perfect numbers there, and that is 38 damage to it as it tries to flee.
Yeah!
You cleave straight under
God.
its skull,
There
and
you go.
it falls. Too clumsy to be able to run away
I'll
from
be
you.
the reason it's called Blood Burrows.
However,
Now that was art.
we have one more here. Let me get rid of this one from the initial. As this one quickly finds itself out from the burrows here, just going to move this one away. Uses the stride to get up from the burrows, and then uses its jaws to bite at parent. These powerful incisors. 10 on the dice does hit, not crit, rather. It's only 23 damage there, too.
Redemption, stupefy.
Mm-hmm. Disappearance takes a little bit less as the jaws are abated, but they're going to keep clawing with an agile attack there. 7 on the dice, misses by 1. So not able to get those to bear. That'll be its turn. I don't know why the turn order is like that. Let's go back to Perith. There we go. Perith.
I'm going to drain bonded item. Hideous Laughter.
Okay.
If
Should
it
keep
works,
this
it
thing
doesn't.
locked down, but unfortunately, it's just a slight chuckle every so often, distracting it a little bit.
Then I'm going to step this way.
Mm-hmm.
That's my turn.
Giraffe.
Alrighty. I am going to stride up 25 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this doesn't count as flanking?
Nobody's there to flank with you, no.
Okay.
It would count as flanking, actually, if you were here. Because
But
that draws a straight line between you and Kiba, who is the only one who threatens it.
I only have 25 feet of movement, though,
So,
I
yeah.
can't make it.
Maybe to get there.
Oh well.
Good if I would kind of go up here.
Still, facing it down. That is a miss there. I thought you were here, Giraffe, because from your start position, I measured 25 feet. I think that's where you are.
Right here.
technically. Yeah. But yeah, miss on the
No,
first.
from my start position. Look at this
Yeah.
ruler.
Right here. That's 25 feet.
When I set the... That's weird.
It's 25 feet. On no, it should be able to be
So
here, but-
when you drag your token, it'll show you a different distance because it measures
Oh,
diagonals.
And the ruler doesn't. Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird.
So, well, if you just drag your token, it'll show you a ruler. Like, you just
Yeah, I see it now.
Mostly just rely on that. Anyway,
I didn't think they were different.
yeah, they are a little bit. So, go for your Bloodthirst strike there. 19 doesn't crit actually. This one's not off guard as much as the other one, but maybe just enough to get that poison from the wyvern's blood into it. 2 on the dice means it does.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
You're rending into it, trying to get that poison to take hold, and it does. 23 damage to it as well.
That'll be my turn then.
Alright, so now let's go to Kiba.
Alright, let's see. I'll just move into position and strike. I already have my the Inspire Courage going.
Mm-hmm.
Get a good strike up.
It does hit. 26. Easily a hit.
And I'll roll my odds for a second strike.
Mm-hmm. And that's gonna miss though, as it sort of turns its tail and lashes into you. Actually, I don't know if these have tails. It doesn't even show in the art. You'd imagine they have tails.
Probably.
But yeah.
Hopefully, I need to swim,
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
Yeah,
Swim
made it
through
there.
the earth.
Oh, the spade-like shapes are probably from the tails, right?
They're kind of from the claws too. It's
Ah.
like they're described as spade-like in its description of the creature. They're not exactly spade-like there, but
Oh, okay, but it's yeah, the visual doesn't quite match.
Hmm.
Right. Yarmos is going to spend one action to valet into his hands a skunk bomb and elixir of life. He begins to feed the skunk bomb to Barrett before realizing
Hello?
that's the wrong one, and instead feeds him the elixir of life.
Thanks for not making me drink the skunk bomb. I appreciate it.
And then this time,
Mm.
he throws the skunk bomb at the bullet, shooting it the weapon out like a bullet.
There we go. So,
That's in there. Perfect.
slung off, it misses.
Yeah. Another perfect opportunity for a hero point.
Almost a natural 20 went to the 2, just going to miss. As you batter into it for 2 splash, it still might get sickened. Let's see. Not there. 16 on the dice.
Nope.
Got lucky with the poison, but nothing else, it seems.
Is it with the armor's turn?
Alright. Gaz. You round, Gaz?
Yep. He is going to step up and start laying into the thing.
Mm-hmm. Strike of the fists. Will, though miss.
Dang. He is going to try again, actually.
Mm-hmm. Missing there as well.
That's my turn.
Spatters off of this really tough hide there it has. Let's go back to its turn. It is going to... It's going to make a leaping charge. So trying to jump over you guys once more.
I'm gonna make an opportunity attack.
Mm-hmm. There's powerful legs, though only being able to get 25 feet. It will get over here, though, with a strike from Giraffe. Pretty true against it to roll the damage. 20 there. Slices in, but it's still continuing that charge. It will slice at Yarmos and Kiba with powerful claw strikes from both hands there. Natural 1 to Yarmos as it sort of strips up there. And to Kiba, a hit.
Alright.
We'll do that. 19 damage there. And it's going to make a very quick strike map 8 against Parent here. Which will actually hit.
Oh. Redemption.
That takes a little bit of damage there. Enfeebled or Stupefy.
Should I keep that Stupefy going?
Probably not.
And Feeble.
It's almost done.
Alright. And with that, that's its turn. Claws and rakes and everyone it can. So Parent.
Is going to bring that staff to bear. Again. He's going to cast a 3-action, level 3 magic missile.
Okay, 6 missiles in total.
I'm just going to roll the numbers, okay? So I don't have to push them 5-6 times.
A shame that they don't have like an automation for it, because the animation only plays if you press the button.
I'll push it once or twice here, just for the
That's
animation, okay? Pew.
Pew, yeah. 21 damage though in total, as all 6 of those shoot off and slam into the creature there. Yeah, not long for this
That's all.
one. Giraffe.
Alrighty. Cool. I do have enough movement speed to stride up. And let's hope I get a hit with double slice.
Before we do that, Yarmos, it's poisoned still. I'm gonna roll its
yes.
fortitude. Which it fails again, actually, so it's at 6d6.
Wonderful.
As it's there, though. Giraffe, you're running up to it, but all of a sudden it sort of like wobbles and falters. That's enough to kill it, actually.
I remember it was at the beginning of the turn or the end with the poison.
It's at the beginning.
Gotcha.
At the end for persistent damage. At the beginning for like afflictions.
Well, I guess that didn't really give us very much information, unfortunately.
However, they were kind enough to give us a good history lesson as to how these fields got their name. We should be grateful to them for that.
So, we've just learned some history today is all.
Yeah, Varnhold's history of neglecting the monster slaying in the region.
Why are all the monsters underground here?
Not much else place to have burrows or hide in the plains and hills here. No trees, just a lot of grassland.
I've got to do it. I've got to try to look for a burrow entrance or something. I'm sure if they had any victims or anything, they're probably underground, probably out of reach of us.
Who knows?
Go ahead, keep.
What would you say, Corvus?
I thought I interrupted Kiba. Maybe I didn't. Sorry. Yeah, you look, but there are miles and miles of burrows, and many of them collapsed in on themselves pretty quickly after they burrow through. If there is anything to gather, you're not sure if you'd ever find it. But for now, you guys do get the reward of the experience of it. So 80 more experience points.
How much?
80.
Cool. That should bring us up to 720.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess now we just need to kind of explore on our own. Probably head towards where the Centaurs might be.
That seems like the only reasonable option.
However, upon finishing that fight and having to look around, it is already pretty late in the day. Probably be taking a rest here.
It's probably not a bad idea. Yeah, I'll take a rest.
Mm-hmm.
These are like little cubby holes, even. It's just like home.
Yeah, go ahead and take
Like
your
right
rest.
first home.
And also, yeah, you've dealt with a creature that had its like territory over this area. You doubt you're going to run into anything else dangerous here.
So no baby shark. Do.
It's wife shark. Or husband shark.
Wife shark, ooh ha ha.
So,
Baby shark.
where do we want to go from here? How do we want to handle this?
Well, our only real lead now is the Centaurs, it seems.
I can't think of anything else. We may just have to risk that.
You guys start just heading south?
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the documents we've gathered really quick to see if there's any sort of hints in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I think moving to the south is a good idea.
Yeah, as you're poring over the documents, the most notable thing is that letter from Mayor Varn. The other stuff is just a lot of general knowledge. It may not be very specific to what you're doing here, but a lot of it's about centaurs. And the Centaurs Hills are to the south here. So which direction do you go, though?
I think
Let's go
southeast,
eastward.
because they didn't. There's no mention of like any settlements or anything of Centaurs, so probably not worth going to one of these spots at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So as you guys head into this direction here, who wants to reconnoiter?
I can do it. Perception, right? I remember it being perception.
Mm-hmm. As you're reaching this portion of the lands, they get a little bit more steep, a little bit more into highlands here, as they reach up into the Nomen Heights on your maps here. You don't find anything immediately, but you're about halfway through your exploration of this part of the land, when all of a sudden, you're going through one of these highland passes here, and you hear a horn of some sort, sort of like blasting off here. And you hear the charge of hooves.
Uh-oh.
Seems like your incursion into their lands has not gone unnoticed here.
That was fast.
Do you think we have 10 minutes to eat a nice plate of charcuterie?
Oh my gosh.
You do not. On the sudden approach of centaurs here.
Like Centaurs, just wait. We need to have this little snack first.
Hopefully they'll actually be willing to speak.
They all begin to come around the corner here, their hooves kicking up this dust and dirt from the roadway here. and they begin to fan out, many of them with bows and spears at hand, with one in front wielding this large shield on their other side. You there. As she speaks in common, it seems. A little bit of a rough common, but common nonetheless. You are not like the other outsiders. What business do you have in the Nomen lands?
Eva starts to step forward just a little bit. Not threateningly, and actually shifts off the blade of the glaive to make it look more like just a simple staff, sort of non-threateningly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my party and I are representatives of Fieldport out to the west. We are allies of the people of Varnhold and have come to investigate their disappearance. We mean no harm.
Allies of theirs are no friends of ours. Roll me a diplomacy check.
I died at a lot on the inside as Kiva mentioned that we were allies to them.
Same.
Are we even
I'm
really
rerolling.
allies? We just
Oh,
we just trade with them and nothing else, really.
We're not that good of friends with them. More like a loose acquaintance.
like that person from high school you still talk to, but you don't really know them that well still.
You speak of alliances with our most hated enemy at this point, but you do not act as their kin. We don't know of your lands. We've never met you before. We've not met you on the battlefields. And you're investigating their disappearance. Whysoever have you come to us then?
Because we have not found the leads that we need up there. We were hoping that perhaps, as we know that you have had hostile relations with them, but your proximity there to them might have afforded you some sort of insight as to what happened. You might have seen something, noticed something, heard something. And if you're not responsible, then it is entirely possible that whatever happened to them could potentially be a danger to you as well. And all of us.
Roll diplomacy check again. Anybody can aid, of course, if they want to interject a little bit.
Yes, I would like to interject.
Harith keeps his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Well, DC for aid checks is actually 15 now with the remaster.
Ooh.
Ooh.
A little bit more.
With my 0 diplomacy, I don't think it would be a good idea.
I'm
We'll
aiding
get my
too.
roll out of the way. It's not impressive.
But Gaz is able to help a little bit with this. I'm not sure we can trust you. Friends of theirs are not friends of ours. And whatever threat to them this disappearance has been, it will not affect our tribe. Our war priestess knows for sure. She sees the stars. She follows Desna. Unless you have
Oh.
something to give us, we have nothing else to say.
Would it make any difference if I mentioned that I was a follower of Shellin, a close ally and confidant of Desna?
Close allies, and yet those of the folk in Varnhold also worshipped good gods as well. They stole something from us. Probably destroyed it. An ancestral relic of ours. You said you were there?
What was it that they took from you?
Skybolt. A magical longbow granted to us centuries past to fight off other invaders.
We
Let
did.
let us show our sincerity then.
Giraffe's going to take out Skybolt.
We found it amongst the city.
You have it. Keep it on your person, but keep your weapons at your sides. At the very least, Aecor Silverfire will want to hear of this and may want to take it off your hands for information. Alright. So good.
If it belongs to your people, then we will gladly give it back to you.
I actually agree.
Very well. Alright, we escort them back to camp. Your weapons are to remain sheathed and out of your hands for the time you are among us. Our people do not exactly have favorable terms with outsiders after the centuries of war that we've been in, as they sort of speak and you guys walk along with them.
I can imagine. Considering that in that town we found the pelts of centaurs, I can imagine they're not very fond of
Yeah.
outsiders.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a messed up thing either way to do, so I don't blame them for hating the
Yeah, pretty
Varnholders
much.
for that.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how the jade bracelet fits into this.
Yeah, I was
Nice.
afraid they're gonna
Oh.
ask, "Where's the jade bracelet? Do you have that on you? You need that to advance the story."
Don't we have it?
No, we don't.
No, we
We
only
can-
have news of it.
We can bring it up though.
We should definitely ask them about it.
As you guys sort of turn some of the corners of these highlands here, you find yourselves reaching a bit of a valley landscape here, full of grasslands. And near its center, surrounded by a bit of moats and other sort of like ways that defend against outsiders, is a massive camp, about 120 tents strong, stretching out across the valley here, with many of these large forms of centaurs milling about with their business within. And, well, you are beckoned inside. The lady will be out momentarily. Warm yourselves by the fire.
I have to ask one thing before we go and speak with her, if we can.
Of course.
What does the Varnholders do to your people?
That is a story for her to tell, not me.
Okay.
Do we have 10 minutes around the fire waiting to eat some charcuterie?
I'll say yes. You guys are made to wait 10 minutes.
Nice.
As the rest of the centaurs look a little bit unhappy to see outsiders in the camp, they do not give you other than a disapproving stare as they go about their business. Sort of tanning hides and making weapons and all those things they will do. Before long, though, stepping out from the largest camp of the area here, the large form, larger than most of the other centaurs, of Aecor Silverfire. Centauress of green and gold. Very, very Celtic, of course.
I can
else would make
imagine.
Centaurs Celtic?
I like that theming,
Hmm.
making them Celtic, and I'm sure Giraffe would draw similarities between their nomadic culture and those of Knowles.
Mm-hmm. As she sort of gracefully steps out here, she's not bearing those weapons as the arts may portray, but she does notably wear the symbol of Desna, sort of the star symbol, under her neck there, proudly. Sort of looks between each of you, sort of sauntering around a little bit to get a better look of it out of you all. I've been told that outsiders are searching for the Varnholders. Are you those
That
outsiders?
is us.
But you've come to us and reported that you have found one of our sacred relics in their hands.
Well,
Parents nudges Giraffe.
yeah. Giraffe takes out the bow. We found this not necessarily in their hands, but in their town. Their empty town. I, at least, am not as concerned with the Varnholders as to their fate. The sudden disappearance of an entire town is worth investigating, regardless of who fell victim to such an event.
We must admit that we were perhaps not concerned for them, but concerned for our own well-being at their sudden disappearance. We too were curious, but did not dare to enter a town so very cursed by their exit, as there are ill portents for a town to suddenly disappear as it did. What did you find there, exactly?
No more than 2 corpses. It's as if they just disappeared. Food was left on the tables, as if they had just gotten ready for dinner and then vanished.
Everybody dropped what they were doing.
Such a strange event. I have asked Desna for answers, but all I've only got is questions. Questions of why or how this has happened. For it must not be her divine judgment, despite their doings, their wrongdoings, for them to all just vanish like so.
Even with the most heinous acts that they've done, there's women and children amongst those disappeared.
Of course. Whatever happened to them might happen to us. I fear it is something very insidious.
And
Have
it would
you...
be in the best interest of everybody if we all work together to figure out what is going on.
Do you have any other clues, any other insights?
Yes. It looks like they were investigating the history of these lands, potentially. They found some sort of jade bracelet near a river.
Jade bracelet. Would you show me what you mean by that?
We do not have the bracelet, but we have some documents talking about it.
It was a Nomen bracelet, right? Correct?
Sort of leans down, looks at it. Our people have never worn such bracelets. We often do not, at all. It's too chunky, too gaudy for our people. We usually wear more fine jewelry. Yet your historian claims it is ours. Perhaps they should have gotten a first-hand, well, study of it.
I imagine that would be a little difficult given
I guess that's
the
not a
relations.
bracelet.
It's a arm guard thing, yeah.
Arm guard. You know, I don't know the terminologies.
It's fine.
It's like a bracer.
Like an
bracer.
Bracer.
earring that
Oh, that's why I
goes
mixed
on
them.
your arm, goes around your arm instead of through it.
Yeah, that's an arm ring, and that's a bracer. So,
Oh,
slightly different. Either way. She reports that they have never worn jade bracelets.
You haven't noticed anything strange or peculiar in the surrounding areas recently, have you? Well, besides them all vanishing, that is.
Well, since your hearts seem to be in the right place, I will divulge something that is embarrassing to say, but important for your investigation. I have a daughter, Zamanthi Silverfire. She wanted to investigate the Valley of the Dead. After hearing about the disappearance of the people of Varnhold, it is a great taboo for our people to enter that valley itself, for we know dark spirits linger within. Who's to say that your people, those Varnholders, have not disturbed some other great dark spirit that have caused this whole problem? It is called Ola Kakanket, Valley of the Dead in your nomenclature. My daughter went there and saw a frightful shape lumbering amid the stones of that place. And then, well, after reporting it to me, I told her to stay away and to never shame us like that again, to enter a taboo place like that. But no, she persisted, I imagine, as she was not found later that night. I fear that she returned there. And I fear for her life, as she has not returned for many days, many moons.
Is it taboo to send others there?
It would be. It would break our sacred traditions, especially outsiders who do not know better. But I fear we are already past awakening anything from those depths. There is a name as associated with the trail at the end of the valley there that ascends into the mountains. A name of Mordecai.
Oh,
That's a name that we've seen before.
A name you have seen before.
Kenneth quickly starts to dig through the books they had found in the town. I don't know which one actually had that name in it.
Yeah, you have a lot.
It was the one you specifically found in his bedroom, locked away. It did say, just in the margins, Mordecai sounds familiar. Shame I don't have my full library. As I've memorized almost everything in this campaign running.
yeah.
It's it's a margin, a note in this book, and Karen pulls out Northern Explorations Atlas of the Third Army. It's a geography book, it looks like. And he kind of shows it to her and points out where the name is listed.
Our people fought the Third Army of Exploration. The Taldorans wielded these flaming weapons against us, and we could not do much against them as we were sent into Casmaron. Oh, those lands of Casmaron. There's a reason we fled from them in the east. They are riddled with disease, depopulated to the extreme. But anyway, that is off the topic here. Point being, Mordecai, we know, is the name of an ancient evil that we had hoped would never rise if we could keep, well, people, outsiders, and ours away from the Valley of the Dead.
Do you think it's possible that somebody from Varnhold also went there before your daughter did?
It is almost certain. For if a man were to enter that place, that may perhaps awaken whatever evil that slumbers there.
We have dealt with many challenges so far with our own lands. I think you can probably trust us to handle this, I hope.
Across this conversation, whoever wants to make the main diplomacy check certainly can, but I'd like one aid to that as well.
Oh, would you look at that? 2 people trained in it.
Yep. Well, you've all honestly done pretty much all the talking.
So leave me another court.
Please, I have a +0.
Well, obviously, Kiba was like looking really pretty for the whole thing. They had their eyes on him for the
Her.
conversation. On Kiba.
I mean, I'd be willing to roll it if we can justify it somehow.
You can. You had started the conversation, and you're that sort of guiding force that she trusts the most here, so she's getting the vibe off of you.
Vibe check.
Hold on.
I don't think you have any more rerolls at this point.
I think I've used all 3 of them.
Can I donate a hero point to Cuba?
Sure, yeah.
Ooh.
Gaz is very supportively nodding along to the conversation.
Not to set a precedent for giving out hero points, because I do want characters to use their own hero points for their own heroic things. But
I understand.
yeah. Either way.
But Parent was doing a lot of talking, so.
Right, so this sort of helps you. She gets a
I consent.
sort of idea of things. If you'll save my daughter and return her here, I would grant you that ancient relic. It has been out of our hands for many moons, and if it is in your hands and used better, we would allow you to keep it. In search of justice.
I don't think we do use it better.
May I ask one more question?
Of course.
What did the people of Varnhold do? Have they been fighting with your people this whole time they've been here?
They have skirmished with ours on occasion, yes. They have not waged full-blown war like we have experienced ages past, mostly because they do not have the people for it. But they settle our ancestral lands, intrude upon our ancestral homes and our graveyards and cairns and our other smaller taboo locations. They intrude upon land that is not theirs.
Would they not speak with you about it?
They had not, no.
Oh. If we find them, we will make sure that discussions happen instead of whatever has been happening so far.
Very well. I'm here should you ever need any healing or restoration. She does have some spells.
And I assume you want your bow back.
No, keep it. You have proven to me that you are greater servants of the good gods than the Varnholders ever were. Keep the bow as a sign, as a token of our trust in you, in our faith that you will return to us the daughter of the tribe, and perhaps grant us peace with the Varnholders.
I cannot guarantee that we will return with her alive. However, if that is not possible, we will at least attempt to bring you closure.
Very well. I wish you good luck in your travels. May the stars guide you under Desna's gaze.
And will the light of Siren Ray ever shine upon you? We'll make sure to take what proper rights we can of our own faith, our own related faiths, to see if that may ease the taboo.
I'm sure you'll be guided true. Now, do leave the camp quickly. I may be capable of the grace I have, but the others less so. They have families that have experienced much hardship in many wars of ages past. The family stories passed down tell of many atrocities. So you can understand if outsiders are unwelcome.
We take no offense. We shall gladly do so.
She sort of saunters back into the tent. You guys are left to exit.
Exit, we do.
What was the name of the deity she said she followed?
Desna.
Desna.
Desna's cool.
Yeah, isn't she like in a polycule with Siren Ray and Shellen?
Yeah.
I think so. Might be a... Is it Sarah Ray? I think it might be another one. Oh, okay, yeah, it's the three of them. Yeah. But yeah, Desna is the Song of the Spheres, a chaotic good goddess of aiding travelers and being sort of traveling around the land, exploring new places, expressing yourself through art and song, and finding just what life has to offer.
Do you mind if we take like a couple minute break here really quick?
Yeah, I was just planning on it actually. Let's
All
take
right.
a 5-minute here. See you
Okay.
guys on the stream in 5. Alright, we're back. So, as you guys exit the camp at the Nomen Centaurs and discuss what your next plans are. They did point you... I think I forgot to actually point you in a specific direction for the valley, but they do point you, as we get back on the map here, in a certain way. There we go. Point you in that direction, nestled in these sort of valleys to the south.
It's frustrating that Varnhold didn't keep much many records of their grave robbing. Would have helped with his investigation a lot.
So, you guys do rest outside the camp here for the day, so you recover for the next. What do you do from here?
I see no reason not to go there, reconnoitering on our way.
Yep, indeed. This seems time sensitive as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Much as I would like to like explore all these hexes.
Let's. So we are reconnoitering.
At least on the way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna stop trying to say the word.
Reconnoiter.
Reconnoiter is the word. Reconnoiter is the word.
So,
Doesn't really roll off the tongue as well.
not really. But, as you're looking around in these regions, getting up into the highlands here, sort of plateaus a bit with other plateauing sort of structures, sort of like the American West, like sort of Nevada stuff like that. And you do find, actually, it seems to be something towering above or on top of one of these mesas. It seems to be something stretching up, bony white. Perhaps bony white is the term for it, because it does look like a towering spire, or rather spires of bones that are sort of like sticking out from the top of this mesa here. It's hard to tell from this distance, but those seem to be very big bones.
Why, sorry, Ray, what could have possibly had ribs like that?
A dragon, perhaps. Shall we take a closer look?
It's awfully big for even a dragon.
Yeah,
On
let's
the way,
take a
may
look.
as well.
Alright.
Surely there's not a predator hiding in here.
As you guys round the bend here, there seems to be a bit of a path, actually, that leads up to the top of the place here. Placing you guys down.
Those are big ribs. These are not baby back ribs. These are like mature ribs.
Mm-hmm.
They could still belong to a baby of whatever this is.
They tower.
I don't.
Oh, wait.
Don't say that. Don't.
But as they tower above you guys, dozens of feet high, it seems serpentine in its construction, this length of bones as they go off screen, of course, like in this serpentine fashion here. It's of an incredible size, of something you've never seen before yourselves. And like strange trees, they have these sort of like grasses and vines falling from them, and also at the head of it, so down a little bit further to the south, is a moss-draped skull, providing what seems to be nesting grounds for dozens of families of shrikes, little birds. The skull has horns protruding from the back of its head, very much like, a little bit more rounded, but very much like parents, as you'd imagine.
Parent, I didn't know you had family out here.
Sorry you had to be reunited with this.
It's a shame. I never got to meet them.
It's so majestic.
Something as large as this probably had tales of it from when it's alive. Can you almost do like a recall knowledge of some sort?
Yes, absolutely. You could do a... Well, for this, you would be rolling an Arcana check. Or...
Gotcha.
dragon check.
Wait, this is what kind of dragon? Oh no.
I'm gonna also roll.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon check.
That dragon lord, dragon
I am
boy.
rolling Dragon Lore.
Yep. As you're looking at it, Parenth, you judge by the size, the type of skull and body. This is the remains of a crag linorm. Linorms are serpentine dragons that have these sort of like stubby arms like a T-Rex. No legs, just a serpent's body that sort of lifts them up. They are not like Eastern, like sneaky dragons. They're actually these pretty like beefy, sort of like almost primordial dragons. They're most known in the land of Linorm kings, where the kings are made out of the people who are able to kill a Linorm in single combat. So, maybe if a person can slay something this big in single combat, they should be a king around there.
Interesting that one of these things is here.
It is
You
certainly...
know, I recall that we had trouble figuring out who should be the ruler of our nation. Maybe we
Single
should
combat.
use this as a way.
So what? If someone can
Definitely.
defeat Parenth in single combat, they get to become leader?
I don't think that's quite how it works.
It's not even the same kind of creature as me.
Oh, they look kind of similar.
It doesn't have legs.
I mean, you
Yes,
still have legs
some
now,
legs.
but that's no guarantee for the future.
And all you really see here is the shrikes nesting in the skull. Pretty much.
Well, looking at the skull closer, you do realize that it seems to be a local shrine as well. There are bones and meat and wine that have been left before the immense skull in front of it on a stone sort of little altar there. Very primitive looking, but you do recognize some of that Centaurus jewelry left behind here.
Similar to what they were wearing.
Yes.
Okay.
Best not to
Nope.
mess with it.
No
right?
bracelets.
No bracelets, no. No jade bracelets, nothing that is similar to what you guys have. Seems to be just a local shrine where they offer something to this for some reason. Perhaps a religion check would help you enlighten yourselves.
Indeed. I'm very
Was
curious
this
about
not
this, to be
linear?
perfectly honest.
I think I'm gonna try that too.
Yep.
May as well.
Parenth, what you're getting is perhaps there's a local superstition, or at least just faith, that, or belief rather, that keeping the Linorm spirit happy would prevent its ghost from returning to the world, and perhaps the ghost of a massive creature like this would be a bad thing.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to appease its spirit. We should probably just leave this all here and alone.
Certainly sounds like it sounds like a centaur folk practice. They have a very strong connection with spirits, it seems.
Well, maybe it's actually working. Maybe that's why there's no giant spirit.
I would love to sketch this.
We don't really have the time.
I know. Perhaps we
Yes.
could come back here when things settle down a little bit.
You
Maybe
guys
we'll meet a dragon this big one day.
are
When are
discussing...
you gonna grow, Parenth?
As you guys are discussing this, though, you're interrupted by the sound of, like, brrr, this elephant's trunk, this call of an elephant, but rather it's a little bit more of a dangerous-looking one, full of fur, 2 mastodons,
I thought we were
What?
about to run into a Groot slangs.
woolly mammoths.
I don't know.
I'm not sure if Kiba would have ever seen anything like this before.
As they sort of like step out from the sides there, one sort of drinks lazily from this pond. This seems to be their place, and they're getting a little bit ornery that you guys are here.
Huh.
I-
Oh. Perhaps
should-
it's time
These
to withdraw.
giraffes.
Yep.
I
We have
don't.
nothing we need here.
No. Don't disturb this site. This is probably one of those taboo places, anyways.
Yeah. Interesting, though.
I don't want to be murdered like we almost did with the birds.
They sort of like charge after you in that like threatening way as elephants may. I need a nature check from somebody. to
Oh,
try
boy.
and diffuse things. As that's like right here before they can.
Oof.
Yeah, you guys can leave. 21.
I'm going to go ahead and 830 that.
Mm-hmm. And a
Oh, that's a
15.
verb now?
Yeah. As you're sort of doing that sort of mammoth charge here, you're able to like sort of puff out your chest and stand right in front of it. And that seeming like sort of display of dominance and authority towards it, even though you're a small, seems to scare the hell out of
Kobold.
it. As you may have seen the Mythbusters episode where they have a rat that scares the shit out of elephants. So, yeah. Not saying you're a rat, but you will be able to scare it off and show yourself up against it. They disappear.
Good job, Jarmos.
I don't particularly like slaying wild animals.
I didn't know that would work. That was a lucky gamble.
Give
Like
yourselves
gamble over outdoors, so
80 experience points, by the way.
If you ever need to scare anything big, just have Jarmos pop up his chest at it.
Man, what if we meet a big dragon one day? We should put Yarmos in front.
If we meet a dragon, we'll just talk to it.
Yeah, and put Yarmos in front just in case.
Well, I'm already in front of one dragon. Won't that make parents jealous?
Yeah, I guess so. We wouldn't want that. It's when he gets jealous.
As you guys leave.
Oh, didn't see it there, Brent.
There we go.
Very curious what would happen if we like took the stuff, because that seems like a very good hook for bad things happening.
Well, you guys are careful. But as you guys continue along, heading further deeper into these sort of highlands here, it gets drier, more surrounded by these cliffs' edges and mountains starting to begin to form out of the highlands themselves. I assume you guys are going to the Valley of the Dead for the rest of the day.
Sounds good.
Seems good.
Though you are here, you're still having trouble finding this Valley of the Dead. Do a reconnoiter for me.
Don't mind me just taking some stuff from the party inventory.
Would
No
Giraffe like to do it, or
Right, the reconnoiter.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
It is not long before you find, nestled between two of the sort of highest sort of points of the highlands here, is a bit of a drop. Not a drop, but like a slope downwards. A long one. Has a little bit of a trail to it, into a valley. And you can see, stretching out before you, is this narrow valley that continues to narrow and narrow and narrow until it just is ended at its end there. But looking out, the trees of this valley grow quieter. Well, the trees of the valley grow less green, more brown and decayed. The birds grow more quiet or even silent as you guys are descending into it. And before long, sort of at the edge of the widest part of the valley, very close to where you entered, are these rows and rows and rows of wooden poles, like these sort of logs that are stood up, and placed upon them are these many skulls, each of them bearing the skull of a centaur. Sort of as a invisible fence to ward off anyone from entering this
Oh, what a
most dreadful place.
pleasant show. I have few memories of my aunt who would collect bones like this, though it seemed more caring in this display.
How old do these bones and stuff look?
Roll me a medicine check.
I will suggest to the group that somebody checks to see how old these are.
Everyone looks at Gaz.
Unless you want me to talk to them.
I don't think we're here to replay Hamlet.
Okay, I'll make the roll, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want to linger on the questions that Hamlet asks.
Parent, you can tell that these are very old bones. Like, they've been set up here for quite some time.
Oh.
Almost as warding off anyone who would dare approach this place.
Well, these bones can't stop us. We can't read the symbolism.
But we can stop
In my
you.
culture, bones are a sign of culture and history.
Perhaps the darkness will, as it gets very late in the day as you finally arrive on the edge here.
I guess
the
let's
question-
camp right outside the graveyard.
Are we camping or are we moving forward?
Well, I can't imagine entering the Valley of the Dead during the day would be very fitting.
I guess we'll have to look at graveyard shift this time round.
Okay. So, let me shift the music. As you guys are stepping through the Valley of the Dead, stepping past those posts, there's an open field and sprouts of trees starting to form up around a little bit here and there. It's a very eerie and quiet place. There are no birds chirping. There are no squirrels or animals running around. The Tors of Levenies, the peaks around you, seem to almost crouch in these almost regular peaks and valleys between each of them, as if waiting, watching you guys just go further and further in. You notice then, after about 30 minutes to an hour of walking, you reach the more narrow section of this valley. A path sort of stretches out, barely perceptible amongst the other dead grass here, of miles of tombs, or at least acres of them. These obelisks that rise above what seem to be tombs sort of like built into the earth, but much of it is crumbled and decayed at this point. Well, many of those obelisks fallen just to the test of time. It must be very ancient for even stone to be crumbling here.
So are these like burial mound kind of things, or?
Yes, essentially.
Okay.
I feel like we should do our best to leave this place as undisturbed as possible.
I am not
Like this.
gonna fight you on that, Kiba.
I would like to try and call out for our quarry, but I'm not sure if yelling would disturb the sanctity of this place.
You hear, breaking the din of silence, a calling of a raven, as that visitor does arrive again. The raven sort of like flutters down onto one of the dead branches, calling once more as it watches you.
Remind me again where we saw this again?
Early on in Varnhold.
In the town?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Visited once before.
Is
And
it
an
like the same one?
Yeah, seems to be the same one. Did it also visit you guys as you were exiting the keep that you blew up? That was another group, I think.
I don't
I
think
did, I don't remember it.
I don't think
Either way, he arrives and sort of peers down for a moment with those glassy eyes. Congratulations. You have entered the Valley of the Dead. You have set your path upon my master Vordakai. As all good sheep do, they always return to their home, their pastures, just as those of Varnhold did. But you didn't need any coaxing, did you?
Is this like a familiar or something? Is it Print able to tell this somehow?
Roll an Arcana.
While he does that, I'm just going to kind of bare my teeth at the raven. Not say anything.
Parith, your best guess is, yeah, this is probably a familiar.
So, your master has been having you watch us, is that it?
Watching out of passing interest of the curious folks who enter his lands. He wonders about your lands, your names, your lifestyles, but everything he hears has been disappointing.
Well, if it's entertainment he's looking for, perhaps I can offer a song.
I think he just hasn't been listening very well.
Save your songs. Your peoples are fractured. It seems as though that after Earthfall, the world has descended into chaos. No longer do grand empires rule all those who are lesser, weaker. Now, the sheep rule the pen, and all of them suffer for it. And the great masters of old are delegated to the deepest dark depths of the world, or are just wiped out, and the only remnants of which are ancient and decrepit. The Master will change all these faults. The Master will return the world to a better place, a more ordered place than these river kingdoms, than these fractured nations of Revoy, ever on the brink of civil war.
Well, if he's so interested in returning order, the very least I suppose he could do is return the people that are missing.
They have been brought to a new order. They have been used for the Master's wishes. For that is all that you are worth. What you can do.
Did you kill them all? What did you do with them?
Perhaps you will learn of their fate soon enough. The Master was curious, and saw that the people of that town were many outsiders themselves, of different nationalities, of fates that your peoples now hold. He had ways of delving into their minds, learning about this new world he has woken up to 4,000 years after his own entombment. Or rather, 10,000 years ago.
Well, I guess we better put him back into his tomb then.
Well, if
Remove
your
his
master is so
tongue.
curious, where are you gonna... Where is he?
Follow the Valley of the Dead to its end, and descend the stairs that you find there. They will lead you to Mordecai's tomb. They will lead you to his domain, and all of your questions will be answered there. The question of your lives will also be answered. You will be given a new purpose. Your powers will be used well. So march to your fate. We will see you there. And he flutters off.
How far away is he from us?
He's not 20 miles, but he is about 100 feet away, sort of calling down with this pretty powerful
Get him.
voice.
Get easy.
I'd rather not be I'd rather not be spied on the whole entire time we're here.
Doesn't work on familiars, I don't believe.
Oh, okay.
He's within range for Ray of Frost, or whatever it's called.
Or Skybolt.
Yes.
Wow.
I imagine I would know in character if it would work or not, so I probably wouldn't burn the spell slot if it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't, yeah.
Okay.
Works on summons, like active infield summons, but familiars are like a companion, an animal companion almost. They don't have that sort of active magic keeping them around.
Okay.
You
What a
cannot-
pompous little feather duster.
I don't like what
yeah.
I'm hearing.
We'll just need to put this guy back to rest, that's all, and then...
Remove his hands, at the very least.
Why hands?
I don't know.
Why not head?
something. That's
Well,
I
he's-
like the way you think. But
He stole
hands
all
first.
the people away. That means he's a thief, and the punishment for that was hands removal, I believe.
You are doing some mental acrobatics here.
Well, I'm good at acrobatics.
Do you
Either way,
guys-
we need to eliminate this threat before it becomes an issue for us and the Centaurs.
Indeed, I'm now very glad that we have come.
May
Because
have a
clearly
chance
this
to-
taboo wasn't protecting the Centaurs so much as it was protecting this necromancer.
Well, in a way, it was protecting Centaurs from walking into his lair and falling to him, I suppose.
In a sense, yes, I suppose that's true.
You guys
and
continue
I
your way.
suppose we may be able to stamp out this threat before it grows.
Down to-
Or it will stamp us out.
Oh, you really think that's gonna happen? Come on, we're gonna be fine.
If this
Yeah,
guy
you
made
guys
a
will
whole
protect me, right?
if this guy made a whole entire town disappear, we shouldn't underestimate him.
I'm not saying underestimate him.
As you guys arrive here, you look out ahead of you, at the end of the path here. Before you guys go any further, dark shapes illuminated against the bouncing of light down here from the starlight and moonlight are revealed at the edge of your vision. Loom sort of at the end of the valley here. Massive, dark looming shapes that seem to guard the entry to that stairway. And upon seeing your light, seeing your arrival, they too notice your approach. I'm gonna just need a straight initiative here as you guys walk into each other.
Those guys are big.
Ooh, I'm glad I got my weapons in staff mode.
Skeletons. I cannot see any of them.
I can see them, and I'm not happy about it.
As usual, I have Scout on in case that affects any initiative orders.
Scout's only a +1, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you give me a speed tie with 1?
Yeah.
So,
Gosh, this helmet is not part of my aesthetic at all, but I have to remember it. I have it on.
as one of them bears those claws, you hear this clattering of bones and this pounding into the earth as they rush forward. They are going to do a massive sort of rush towards Giraffe almost immediately here.
Oh,
Oh.
fun.
Nice.
That's-
You're a tall one.
So strides once and then makes this massive rush, sort of like using that momentum to sort of pull down its sort of arm and slam into you. So, it's going to make that massive rush attack. Claw strike.
I want to say I have something against shoving.
I will, however, miss.
He will miss.
As he sort of like overcompensates on his momentum, careening past and ending his turn.
Sweet. Thank you for saving me a move action. I am going to strike. Double slice even. I know they're skeletons, but I can't exactly change the blood burst into a wand.
As a hit, has to be a slashing weapon, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. Oh, I thought it could be piercing. Oh,
Yeah, piercing, yeah.
Are bones immune to poison?
You imagine, yes, they are going to be immune to poison, these creatures.
Why would they be immune to blood-based toxins? Bones produce the blood.
Do they need the
Marrow.
blood to move?
Sir?
Yeah. Anyway, that'll be a hit.
I'm just pulling.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm glad you're aware.
So don't even bother pulling
And
up any of the poison entries for this combat, right?
Unfortunately, Armus, yeah.
And then I am
It'd
going to
be hard,
parry.
and it's going to
Only
be
plus
even
1 to
worse for
AC
you.
because of the hatchet.
Actually, not too bad. It's not. You can still maybe produce some poison some days. You know, it's yeah. Anyway, it's your guess. So that'll be you. As you raise your parry, Yarmus, your turn.
Seems like my thing actually it's a bit off, but I would like to recall knowledge on them regardless.
Religion.
I'll need I'll need someone else to roll for me though, because the boundary is currently crashing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, roll your religion here. Blind. There we go.
Really wish there was an axe weapon with versatile bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would make sense, hammer on one side, axe on the other. That'd be good. That'd be cool.
Yarmus, you are able to tell that these are skeletal hulks. They are, well, massive skeletons made out of bones and are prone to sort of crushing and rushing down creatures. What do you want to know specifically about them?
The lowest save, please. It's
They're-
gonna actually it's gonna be will, isn't it? And they're mindless. That's a guess. But any were damage affinities like full packaged into one thing, or do I have
So
to ask
immunity,
for...
no, yeah, immunities are packaged in one thing. Resistances are packaged in one thing. So you get all of those.
Gotcha. I'd like to hear about that then.
Immunities?
I'd like to hear about immunities. Yeah.
Okay. They are immune to death effects, disease, mental, paralyzed, poison, and unconscious effects.
Gotcha. To cross-reference everything in my arsenal, but regardless, Yarmos is going to step up by Giraffe and then feed him an energy mutagen.
Oh, thank you. Let me drag
Take
that to
your
my...
pick.
Take my pick. What should... I'm gonna do acid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's gonna have the most effect. Because I know skeleton's probably gonna resist fire.
We know their immunities at least, so you can't
Yeah.
make it be useless.
I'm just taking a guess.
Alright, that's you, Yarmus, right?
Yep, that's all. My turn.
Alright, now, another one. Rushing from the back here, it's going to clamber its way around one of these narrow side passages here, and you see the claws sort of raking around from the side, these massive forms in the darkness there. But that'll be their turn, so getting closer. Going to this one, it will do likewise. Sort of going over here and then squeezing its way down to here. That'll be its turn though. Now, Gaz, as they're encroaching here, what do you do?
Start out by kicking the gear into gear.
Yeah. That's gonna be a hit. Roll the sorry. It's gonna be a success. So I was looking at something else.
A bit too far ahead there.
Mhm.
Here's how we're going to strike at this top one.
Oh, yeah, that's how you're gonna hit. That's a 20. Extend the arm and slam it into the side of one of these guys here, and it does strike as true as anything. Solid hit. Will deal full damage instead of the resisted damage of slashing and piercing. Oh, it might need even be slowed by the ice that sort of trickles off that strike. It will be. Slowed 1.
It's not the eyes, it's actually the critical specialization.
Oh, the crit spec, yeah, sort of like bludgeoning so much into them they sort of are dazed a little bit. I'm used to that from ice.
And My third action is going to be another strike.
Uh-huh. Well, okay,
Oh, okay.
yeah, alright.
Nice.
So both fists just crash out at once, and both of them slam and break into these bones as well as they can, and exactly 37 damage once again. So yeah, that one's nearly destroyed by this point.
Pure mathematics.
Just knew what you were doing there. So that'll be you going over to one of these bigger ones in the back. They're gonna rush.
What do you mean bigger ones?
Well, just they're all. They're gonna filter in right there. That'll be their turn. Parenth, go over to view.
I'm
I thought you were
delaying.
gonna.
I'm delaying until before Kiba.
Okay. Move you around real quick. There we are. So, then we go to this one here. It is also going to sort of... yeah, they're going to start stacking up. They're pretty mindless. They're sort of like going to go the shortest path they have, so they're going to end their turn there because they... Actually, could they move through their ally? No, they cannot end their movement with the stride that they have there. So that's going to be their turn. This one... can they get past their ally? Yes, they can. This one can move past.
Oh, at our flank.
Gets to about there with all three actions as they sort of clamber through, pushing past the other one that's a little bit stuck there. Now we go to Parenth.
Okay. I am going to use the staff to cast Fireball.
Yay!
Alright.
Hey.
Those four gathered there. Burst out. That's on a line, not a quarter.
I'm gonna burn
sorry.
the hairs off my face.
You're fine.
As it blasts past Giraffe there. Gonna do this, get those all targeted. And see what they roll. They are lumbering big creatures, all of them rolling pretty poorly. Only one succeeding, but that one may still be destroyed by the powerful blast of this. So that is pretty good amount of damage, 27. Each of them takes a little bit less though, as the flames don't have anything to catch light to as easily. This one takes half, it takes 8, it's just barely alive because of that resistance it has to fire. But still, 22, 22, 22, that's like 60, 70 damage in one round.
I like that.
Yeah.
And my last remaining action. Really sad that one didn't die.
It's very close.
I'm gonna have to take it out, I think.
I don't really have a better position to get to, so I'm just gonna shield.
Okay. Kiba.
Alrighty.
Don't worry.
Lingering Song.
Don't worry about the enemy just north of me. I'm gonna take care of him, Kiba.
You sure? Re-rolling my,
Linger.
yeah.
Much better roll there. That is going to be a success.
I plan on crit fishing with my axe.
That's good. It should actually be 25 as well, but I forgot to click a button. So let me get my effects going.
The darkness here is surrounded by these skeletal hulks. Trees looming overhead with these broken branches.
Well, if you're insisting, then I suppose I'll just stand my ground for now. And fight this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am in bow staff mode already, so that's really incredible. I don't have to swap over. I love this. So let's just go at it, see how we do.
Bashing into that one there. Does the bow staff have... Yeah, it does. Okay,
It
that's
sure
a crit.
does.
That is cool.
It's a crit.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Pretty easy to strike into as you snap that bow staff towards them. Cracks through some of the bones there. It does begin to burn as well.
I'll follow up.
Those flames don't catch as brightly as you might have wanted. Still a hit. 18 more damage there.
The flames may not be doing that much, but the fact that this is bludgeoning is probably helping a ton.
Probably.
All right, that was 2 attacks and a song. Next.
Alright, this one, badly injured and slowed down, it's still going to make this broad swipe at 2 adjacent foes. So, Giraffe and Yarmos, it is going to strike out towards with 1 singular attack. Or rather, 2 strikes, rather.
Wonderful.
Though this makes 2 strikes with its claw against 2 adjacent foes, but does not increase until... Okay,
Yeah,
so
super
first,
strikes.
some of them are like, it's 1 strike that hits 2 targets, and compared to both their ACs, sometimes it's this, but you're both able to duck away as sort of this lumbering swipe. It's really slow as you're able to dodge. That'll be its turn.
Alrighty, I'm gonna get a bit greedy. I'm gonna double slice the one that Kiba attacked.
Okay. Relying on your sweeping strikes there, that will miss.
I will hero point that.
Alright. 8 on the dice. It will only hit with 28. So cleave into them with your axe, crackling with that acid and sonic energy, both of which strike pretty well true against it, though of course the slashing resistance doesn't help. A quick strike of Bloodthirst as well. Misses a crit by 1.
Anger.
Slice in, 18 more. That one's destroyed though, and with a quick flurries of strike there, the acid sort of burning away any connection those bones have.
Then I'm going to make a map attack against the one north of me.
Alright, cleaving with the bloody hatchet. 17 will hit it.
Yeah!
So that one's still looming, barely holding itself together. You're able to crack into its vital spot, its spine, and throw it to the ground, destroyed.
For a moment I thought you said, oh, it's still alive.
Well, it looks like your gamble paid off. Well done.
Oh boy, I love fighter gambling. This is great. I'm loving my character build.
Well, Yarmos is going to start off by throwing a big old ghost charge at the top right corner of this one.
Ghost Charge will do it.
Lots of salt.
19 is a crit as well, as it bursts into this cloud of wisping white positive energy there, vitality energy.
Minimum damage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it will only be struck for 8, but it also deals 2 vitality splash damage and target takes enfeeble. It's sort of like lashed into.
It is also off guard until the next round.
Because of debilitating?
Because of debilitating bomb, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, as this one's sort of like blasted by that, it's put off guard and weakened. Anything else?
Yarmos is then going to have his familiar volley to him, his crossbow, and then he's going to prepare to aid Gaz on his next strike.
Okay.
Against Gaz, who are you going to target?
Probably target the one directly above.
Alright. Just gonna aid Gaz for that. That's it for his turn.
Mm-hmm. Before I forget, give yourselves 160 experience points for the Centaurs. For making sure the scouts didn't kill you, and then, talking to Aircore Silverfire. Sorry, I forgot about that. You should be at 960 at that point.
That's what I have.
Yep.
Wow, that means they would have been manageable to burn down their camp.
So, sorry, Yarmos, did I interrupt anything, or is that the end of your turn?
Nope, that's the end of my turn.
Alright,
I'm
so
preparing to aid.
going over to these guys here, this one on the left is going to rush down, and as it gets here, it will then go into a massive rush towards Parent, sort of rounding the corner, and cleaving in with its momentum towards him. 7 on the dice misses by 1 because the shield just barely abates enough of that attack. Shield spell. Gaz, over to you.
He will make do on what he just announced he would do. He is going to strike the skeleton to the top of him.
And I'm gonna aid with a strike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Are you going to hero point? 29?
Oh, 28. Oh, no, never mind. I'll keep that.
You saw my dice? Die?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mistook yours.
No, that's definitely a hit, yeah.
Yeah.
But he could have been a
Would
crit.
have added +1, but yeah, not a crit there. Would have taken a little bit more, but still 15 damage pummeled into that one there. Don't get too greedy for those natural 20s more.
He is going to... Yeah, he's going to keep attacking.
Mm-hmm. But the pummeling strength of this one, you're starting to get a little bit tired. The mechanics are waning there. Gears are getting stuck.
I also didn't have anything better to do with Third Strike.
Hmm? Should find some better things to do, because Third Strikes almost never do connect.
Like Gigavolt.
But that's a 2 action.
Well, you should have used your second and third action for that.
Either way, this one here, it is going to make a broad swipe towards Giraffe and Gaz. There's 2 adjacent targets in
Come
front
on,
of it.
try me.
It tells me we should like stop
Does
being
hit.
adjacent to each other.
Oh no, it's fine.
Giraffe, for your portion of it, you take 15 points. Reduced by the enfeebled, though, so... Maybe helping, but it continues with that broad swipe hitting Gaz as well. Slices into you for 17 there. Then goes around for a map 8 attack, because it's mindless and it doesn't really have anything else to do on Gaz here, as it was struck last by him. It will miss though. It'll be its turn as we go over to this one in the back. It, hoping to get a massive shove to work, it's going to rush down Giraffe.
Go on, try me.
To stand
I don't
in
care.
front, and yeah, you're able to sort of like use your blades to deflect what claws may have struck into you as you're dodging out of the way. And it's just gonna make an angry third strike. Map 4. But we'll miss. These guys are rolling not great, actually. Despite being so many enemies, they still consistently roll lower than a 10. Sorry, my game's a little bit laggy. I think there's a memory leak that happens very often, and yeah, either way.
Yeah, I've dealt with that myself.
So, this one here is going to step here and make a broad swipe towards Parent and Kiba, starting with Kiba. So, no map on this broad attack. Kiba, hit. Slice into for that. And then Parent holding his own, able to duck away from that strike. So,
Our frontliner.
Parent, as you're holding the back line here, what do you do?
One moment, please. You know what? I'm gonna be dumb. And I'm gonna move. Well, stride, I should say.
Yes, do it. I know what he's thinking.
I'm going to use the staff again, and I am very thankful that I have the staff now.
I'm so proud of you.
So are we.
You're welcome.
Staff's power sort of surges with this electricity. The evocation called forth for a massive lightning bolt crashing through all of them.
Oh, that animation. Yeah!
Sparks through. They all succeed except one. One does fail.
They're quite dexterous for skeletons.
Or it's just getting lucky on them as they sort of like slice through the fight. It goes through some of the ribs rather than point blank into like sternum.
Given that the full human skeleton's only like 20 kilograms, that's a small fraction of your weight. So even like big skeletons would be light for their size, I think.
Mm-hmm. These guys
I've overextended. Help. That's my turn.
It burns through them. It's still good area damage. Keep it, go to you.
All right. Well, I'll suppose try to do what I can for crowd control here. I got a step, and I turn my attention on the badly injured guy. See if I can target some nice weak points with this bow staff and crush these bones.
Still sort of exhausted from that strike, from that positive energy, that vitality. I'm still gonna call it positive most of the time. That's it. Battered in for 16 there.
Not impressive. Second hit. Yeah, I'll do second.
Sure. Another quick strike and another quick hit. Breaking into bones, sort of tearing this thing down bit by bit. But if the flames don't catch, it's almost there.
Yeah, not my best, but hey, 2 hits. I'm not going to complain about that.
Just position yourself to help your allies as well. Giraffe, we go to you.
I'm debating whether to go down and help Parent or to stand my ground and deal more damage.
So living
Well, what would
apparent
Giraffe
damage is
do?
fun.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to do a double slice on this one just north of me. No, that one's off guard, so I'll be more likely to get a crit. I'm going to double slice this one up here.
Some glows with that positive energy. Yeah, maybe what makes the difference. Well, it didn't, but still, roll the crit. Just cleave into that one. Yes, it burns. The sonic energy carves into it. No matter even if you are slicing into bone, you cut cleanly through it.
And what? 6, 3, 3. That's 12 plus 8? Or no, it's just dice. Goes to this other guy.
It's just the 9 and 3 to the other guy from the slashing damage. It doesn't add any other things other than the weapons damage. So a total of 12 to this guy on the left.
So we
Right.
came to the same total. Oh yeah, the 9 and 3. Yeah, we had the same idea.
Damn it.
Dead.
What was it at? It was at like 60. Let me go to the damage log. It was at 69. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, it does take that 12 down. Cool.
Unfortunately, I did double slice because I didn't know if those were going to land well. But I might as well go for a map -8 against this one next to me.
Crushing in. Let's see. And it will. Roll the damage.
Hit or crit?
Not a crit there.
Yeah, okay.
So Dean, no. Good enough. Deal more damage.
Nice. That's my turn.
So Yarmos.
Yarmos is going to look side to side a little nervously before rushing over up here, stepping on the corpse of, well, the double corpse of the bones at his feet. And he's going to reload his crossbow. And with this newly opened flank position, he's hoping someone will exploit. He'll then proceed to aid Gaz in his next strike against the skeleton.
Okay.
That's the first turn.
Going over this one here. It is going to... It's going to do a massive shove. Does it have to do a minimum distance for this? No. It will just immediately massive shove as it sort of point blank goes into a rush against you. Baron. But, damn it, they keep missing these every time.
Yay!
By 1.
Goes for one more. Agile strike. They finally do hit Parenth here. Parenth taking 18 points of damage. You know, if these guys didn't roll so bad, this might be a little bit more of a difficult fight, but there we go, Gaz. See if it
If
keeps
only
going.
the rock rolled this terribly.
Well, there goes that flank opportunity.
Well, there's still a flank opportunity if you go to the top right corner with Baron.
But also I have an opportunity for a Mega Bolt. So I will do that, actually.
Oh,
Pushing over here, just at the edge of that cliff there.
They did resist Parent Lightning Bolt.
Oh, that is a good point.
but maybe you'll do a lot. We'll see.
I do still have this. Ha!
Calcium's a metal, and metal's conductive, so clearly they're weak to lightning damage.
Cold Breath, though, will only hit one of them, unless you have the line one.
I think copper is a code.
Copper's... No, I thought copper was line. I remember... I'm probably remembering wrong. But
If you
I
walk
played
back
a
the stride,
copper
you can find
kobold,
a better position.
and it was a line. thought
I am
click
copper.
on-
It's a line. It is in fact a line. Yeah, he's right.
Okay.
Cool.
What's the save as well? Type? Save?
It should be Dex.
Reflex.
It's a reflex save. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the
reflex.
dex
I got...
save?
Gotcha.
Don't worry about it.
23 and 31. What's the DC? Is your class or spell
Class
DC?
your spell DC, whichever is higher. Class DC is 24.
Okay. One of them, the one in front, does take the full gout of this kobold breath, this gout of acid.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And you've seen the acid eat through this bone pretty readily, so 10 damage to that one, 5 damage to the other.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
Neat. I get to use it in one turn.
There we go.
No, I can't use it next turn, but
Right. Alright, this one here, they're just gonna do a massive shove. I want to make this work. Because I need a massive shove to work.
He's desperate.
This'll hit. Yay. Okay, so they stride. As they do this stride, they sort of like rear back and strike
Redemption.
into you, Giraffe here, and deal that 23 damage there. A little bit lowered. It's gonna be enfeebled. But
Oh,
as
it's
part
like-
of this massive rush, you are automatically shoved back 10 feet here. And as part of the shove action, it follows suit.
Oh shoot! I grabbed my token the same time you did. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. And as it throws you here, it's going to continue the assault with another claw attack there. Sort of shoves you into this sort of place where you're next to Kiba. And even though it misses, unfortunately, this means that this one is going to be making... Well, actually, it has a better target for it because Gaz had already done the breath attack. It's going to go for a broad swipe against him and Yarmos, which will miss again. And will also miss against Yarmos.
miss.
As you guys see these swiping attacks, they're very telegraphed, it seems. Parath, over to you.
Giants is
Frostbite.
going to take a page out of Gaz's book.
Yo, this does bludgeoning damage.
And breathe out a wave of water against these two next to him.
Thank you for giving me the buttons to press.
No problem.
One crit fails. This wave
Oh.
of water sort of splashes out into them. It really bursts into this one at the bottom. You're able to sort of gout into them there for double that. 32.
D6s.
That one takes half.
And I'm just going to shield again because it seems to work well.
Kiba.
Okay. Suddenly, I am sandwiched in between these two. Wow. A part of me just wants to stay put and be like, I'm just gonna I don't know. I really should probably go for the flank though.
Alright.
All right, see if I can. These things seem to have a low enough AC that I feel like I can get away with 2 strikes, so I'm gonna try that.
Getting into a flank with Giraffe. That
Except this
unfortunately
time.
misses, yeah. I've stumbled into the darkness here, trying to get a better bearing,
Oh
but
my gosh!
same problem. Just can't get a good strike in.
I shouldn't have said anything. I caused this.
Well, let's see if Giraffe is benefiting from that flank.
I am, aren't I? I'm gonna
Right,
make
I'm doing my part.
I'm gonna make a single strike with my mobile against it.
Yep. That hits.
Cool.
Single clean strike, 24. A little bit reduced, but otherwise puts it near death.
I was hoping to save some attacks for these two by Arendt. I guess I will double slice. Both will be at -1, but it's fine.
Mhm.
Actually, no. I'm going to make a map attack with my hatchet.
Well, it's a crit, even with the map. So you crush
here.
into it here. That is enough to destroy it. So cutting into that sternum and blowing it apart. Living
Woo!
number 2.
And you know what? You only live once. I'm gonna lunge attack
Mm-hmm. Stretch yourself to your limit against that one.
Yeah,
A little
no,
bit stumbling.
That's fair. I deserve that. That's my turn.
Yamos.
Alright, Yarmos is done helping Gaz. So after that, he tries to tumble through to the other side of this skeleton hold.
Okay, acrobatics. That is going to be a success, as you're able to sort of like dive underneath as it's swiping its claws against you.
Nice. And then Yarmos is then going to reload his crossbow and then prepare to aid Kiba.
Mm-hmm.
His next strike.
You're able to aid anyone. This one gets here and is going to rush around like so. And as it ends this stride, as part of this massive rush, it's going to try to push Parent.
Tokyo Drift.
But it misses. Ah, there it is. The crash from overload on RAM or whatever the hell, or like a memory leak. Always happens at the end of the session. I'll be right back into it. Should take 2 seconds. Someone roll a d20 for me.
For your strike?
Never
Or
mind,
just
I'm
in general?
No, I'm in now. There we go.
Gotcha.
Was figuring it might have taken longer, so I was like, yeah, I'll let somebody else see if he hits Parenth. Because I can see on the stream the modifiers and stuff.
Yeah, it rolled out before, so before you crashed, though.
Yeah, I know, no, yeah, that one misses. Yeah, I'm talking about the next one. This one
Gotcha.
does hit, though. Parenth. Should not have massive rush on that, so take 4 less from 21. So 17.
I'm gonna use the shield.
Okay, and then give yourself 3 health back. Or 4. But that's going to be its turn as you hold firm. Gaz.
Well, time to continue with what has been working, and that is to beat some sense into these skeletons.
Mm-hmm. Crushing in with a hit. A bit more, 17 damage. Now looking rougher.
Map attack.
This one will miss.
Overdrive.
Going into overdrive, trying to get a little bit more, and you do, as it pumps into full gear here. Alright, as that critical core manifests, we go to this one here. It is going to just make some clawing attacks. Want a giraffe to start. And it will hit. Giraffe, a little bit
Surprise.
surprised to be struck into, a little bit, blood matting her fur a little bit. Then it turns around as it's making these wild strikes at everyone it can. It will go for Parent this time, which will hit Parent as well. Parent, you do take a little bit more damage there, 18, putting you pretty rough, so it's going to keep attacking you. And that's 20. So take that 18. Let's see what we get here. Pretty good roll, 42 more points of damage as you're all of a sudden sort of in the beast's or in the skeleton's rage, feeling very hurt. A lot of deep gashes from those strikes, but that's going to be the end of its turn. Are you muted?
No. I think the
Oh,
music
okay.
stopped and it just like, wait, what happened?
Oh, no. If the music stops, it's never supposed to stop.
Well, it did.
I'm gonna get out of here. Unless Jarmos was coming over here for Parent.
Let's try that again.
Yeah, he's gonna get healing warfare next turn.
Parent's gonna move over here. He's gonna cast Grease.
Okay.
Line under both of these guys.
Both of them will make a reflex. And in this case, one fails, one succeeds. So this one is thrown to the ground by the sudden emergence of grease. The other one, not so affected.
That's my turn.
Kiba.
Alright, well, I have just enough actions to get my song going again. Move and strike, so that's what we're gonna do. Oh, there ought to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yarmos aids the strike.
Cool, so basically just roll it normally and then we add...
Yeah. So you can
Yeah.
both roll at once. Well,
Nothing we can do about that.
natural 1 and natural 20, unfortunately, they should have been reversed, but
I've used 4 hero points today, that's it. I got nothing.
yeah, Yarmus found the point, but was disappointed by Kiba. As at least you raise that inspiration and see what the rest can do. Giraffe.
I am going to stride over here and double slice this Hulk.
Okay.
Hulking massive bone.
Just thrown to the ground there gives you an easy target, easy crit as well. As you have a tendency to roll very high, more high than you need to as a fighter.
Why do you think I'm having so much fun with Fighter?
Well, it's not dependent on dice rolls. If you were playing a fucking Magus, you would have a lot more fun even then, with all these really,
Or
really high rolls.
Thaumaturge.
Yeah. Either way, they do succeed on the fortitude save, but they are hit by the other one.
Is that a normal hit or a crit?
Normal hit.
hit. I think. Yeah, they wouldn't have 19 AC.
Hmm.
What am I talking about?
Slice in, a little bit of damage. This one's having a rough time holding on.
And that's my turn. Oh, and getting up will provoke an opportunity attack. That's right.
Yamos.
So just to make sure, shove is athletics against fortitude, right?
Yep.
Bummer. Okay. Well, either way, Yarmos is going to drop his crossbow, have his minion volley him 2 elixirs of life, and then he's going to pour them both in parent's mouth. He gets a specialized little funnel for maneuvers like this.
Yeah, double chuck.
Wow, thanks.
Spring break. Parent.
Uh,
15.
15 and
A little bit more, 18.
18. That's it for his turn.
Alright.
Thanks, Jarmos. That's the wrong voice.
This one will come to a stand.
This one will come to a stand.
This one stands
Tough.
up, provoking an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Reactive strike is what it is. It's gonna be a hit, not a crit. Let's see if you can deal with it though. I don't think you will, as it resists a little bit more. Just holds
Alright.
on, and it will go for a little bit of vengeance here, clawing and clawing as its 2 remaining attacks, but can't roll high for anything, as it will miss both of those. Gaz, we go over to you.
It's got time.
If you move, you can get flanking.
I don't wanna.
All right.
You want to use that 3rd attack instead. You sound tired.
I
Yes.
am
I am too.
godly tired at the way.
Can I make his actions for him? He doesn't seem to be able to think.
Pleading insanity. No, that's a hit.
Anyway, yeah, I strike at the skeleton after moving over here.
Yeah, that's a hit. Roll the damage. Battering in 17. I think you're losing temporal flow with the rest of us here.
Map 2. Oh, map, excuse me.
That hits. I don't know how you got 2 there either. That's like, I know Giraffe said map 1 earlier, but I was like, okay, that's map 4. But
I'm just feeling my brain shut down.
well, hopefully, we'll shut down these guys in a moment here. It's got lots of broad swipes, and it's gonna go for the people who attacked it. So, Kiba and Gaz will be broad swooped. Swooped?
Swooped.
Swept. Swept is the... There we go. One will hit Kiba. Kiba, you are sliced into for 18 there. We'll then continue with a map 8 against Kiba, which will miss, as you're able to deflect quite easily. Giraffe, or not Giraffe, Parent, not Kiba, Parent. Yeah, there we go. I'm also shutting down a little bit, so Parent, what do you do?
Parent is gonna cast Magic Missile. 1 on the top guy.
Wink.
2 on the bottom guy.
Not enough kill. These 2 on the bottom. Because you were targeting the other guy. Though the 2 on the bottom, because you're rolling maximum or near maximum damage here, the 1 on the bottom is blown apart by those remaining magical missiles, leaving only
thanks.
1 very weak.
You guys can finish him off. I believe in you.
I can't believe Barrett achieved post scarcity in spell slots before I could in reagents.
Yeah. So I happily continue my awesome fighting song, encouraging everybody as I strike.
Encourage yourself as hard as you can. Critical strike.
Kill,
Oh.
kill, 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 kill.
Can't let the closing of the curtain be anybody else's but yours as you cleave into this and break the thing apart.
Woohoo!
He is dead. And with that, amid a field of bones, more are laid to rest. Amongst them, 6 massive cyclopses. Because you were only seeing 1 eye on these, even though, yes, the tokens have 2 eyes. They are cyclopean skeletal hulks here that you have destroyed.
Cyclopean skeletal hulks.
It occurs to me that this was probably rather blasphemous. Let me take a moment to pray for all of these.
They're not centaurs. It's fine. Do we get 240 experience for this fight?
No, you get 120.
Dang.
Bringing us to 1080.
We should revive these skeletons and fight them again.
Maybe next time, but for the purposes of tonight, we are at the end of the session. As you guys look up at the looming stairs that sort of wind and wound them. What's another adjective? Wind and ascend their way up these slopes there.
Wind and wiggle.
Wiggle, yeah. Well, what?
Snake. They snake their way
There
up.
we go. But either way, I hope you guys had a good time tonight, and yeah, that'll be the end of the session.
Definitely. Also, I think everyone is rather damaged by daylight savings today.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. Anything anyone want to say to the stream before we end off?
Well, I suppose it's always my thing, which I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, I am Chris, the player of Kiba, and I stream here on Twitch at Captain Kobold, retro streamer, Tuesdays and Wednesdays around 6 o'clock Central Time. Love doing retro games, working on Lion King and a little bit of cleanup on Gargoyle's Quest. Come stop by, it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have anything?
No.
Alright, well I do have something. If you guys like the maps, every single one of these maps, including this one, are my own creations. And just as it is, even if there is an official module nowadays, they don't have any of the maps that I showed you today. They're all supplemental maps. So, without these, might not have anything to run those encounters with the Centaurs, or these encounters with these skeletal cyclopses on. Unless you get my maps. Because I have made one for every single encounter that you can imagine. I am not running an encounter without a map that is appropriate for it. So, worked the past year on this, and I hope you guys like it. Patreon.com/KoboldDM. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys had fun watching, and we'll see you next week. See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye. So long.